on the brink of upheaval. For centuries, the clan struggled against giants until 400 years ago, new dragons crossed the Great Sea, forcing them to unite and build the 10 Bastions. As the threat faded, the clans fractured into the 10 kingdoms, and all but the last bastion were abandoned. As ancient calamities stir and darkness rises in the east, my 4 champions must rise up to unite the kingdoms, restore the bastions, uncover their secrets, and stand against this darkness as a declaration of war.
Calagon Dör. I will discover the secrets of my lineage and cement my legacy as one of the greatest adventurers of all time.
Please stay in here. The migration of the dragons forced the migration of peoples and beasts, which brings death. We're all invasive species now. I won't let us become extinct ones.
The name's Rodrick Elwood, the voice of this generation, and the greatest performer in lore. Oh, and you should see me with a bow.
And I, Arlyn Dursalai, searching for my father's sword trident, to bring justice to these lands. Together, we are the 4 Horsemen.
And this is Divine Inspiration.
Hello and welcome back, beautiful people! I gotta race these guys every week. This is getting exciting now. Well, first and foremost, I want to start with a few quick announcements. First and foremost, happy birthday to mine and Joel's oldest brother. That guy, yeah. Hooray for Jason. He's 40. He is 40 now, so yeah, we gotta congratulate that guy properly. Beyond that, I want to give a quick, big ol' thank you and an exciting partial announcement here to Manny for hosting the next aspect of our stream, which is our seemingly, it seems like from the vote, nautical campaign to come, which we will be getting to discuss in greater detail as far as what ideas we're starting to talk about during today's part 3 of the announcement. Divine Inspiration, or not Divine Inspiration, yes it is, Divine, friggin' Insight Check. That's the one.
Insight Check.
Insight Check. So,
we will also be doing Divine Inspiration.
We will also be doing Divine Inspiration, which we have now technically moved the session aspect to the first part of our total episodes. So, with that being said, I do believe it is time for everyone to gather around, get cozy, and enjoy this session as we get to tell it by Divine Inspiration. So, last we left off, after convincing the archaeologist himself, Gene Canito, to join up and stay with the 4 Horsemen, potentially leading them through the cavernous system where they got their powers, they instead woke up to his, I'll say, excited screams, where, unfortunately, Rodrick had essentially tattooed his name onto Gene Canito's forehead for the better part of all of eternity, to his knowledge. And so, as he ran off to the waking dawn, only Arlyn was able to step foot inside, where Gene eventually gave himself over to Evandil of the Vindril dynasty. Evandil, luckily, was able to still give them at least the majority of their reward in their, we'll say, visitors' passes to the Vindril dynasty, allowing the 4 Horsemen regular access to any location owned and run by the Vindril dynasty under their control. And so with that, unfortunately, they had to bid adieu to the archaeologist, who seemingly wants to put a hit out on Rodrick for the time being. They found that Osmanthus, unfortunately, while having made it to the city safely, or rather the village, not with his inventory. As he scurried in and out, he decided eventually that he was going to join Nindal in returning to the capital city of Kiryat Jopa, the capital of all of the nation of Gracht. And so, having headed out on his own, the others decided that they would also join in heading back out into the deserts to find Cleave and Calagon. Cleave having just searched for his buddy Calagon, who went missing the day prior and never returned home with the rest of them. Calagon went on his own adventure, killing a displacer beast cub, and he doesn't seem too pleased about that one. But he did what he had to do. We all know this.
I did what I had to do.
And with that, having found one another, as Calagon and Cleave do, Cleave somehow convinced Calagon to head all the way back to the place where he had almost died, where a giant spider had previously at least bitten at Jeff, and where they now see a massive hole the size of their Sandwalker Jeff. And so, while Calagon is attempting to extract venom from the dead spider, Cleave decided instead to become a giant spider after having left his direwolf friend somewhere very far away in the desert. And as he now crawls down the spider web and creates a little web of his own to start rappelling down further and further to see if he could find Jeff, he was instead greeted by a very different, unfamiliar creature, by which echoed throughout the chambers of this massive cavern below, only just above the crashing waves that have gotten louder and louder the lower you've come. You now realize that these waves are starting to rise up higher. As you start slowly pulling back up, you just hear, "Wait. Don't leave."
Jeff? Jeff? That you, Jeff?
Not known by such names.
Do I still have Speak with Animals up, right?
Yeah,
Is there any way for me to tell if this is like something that's speaking through Speak with Animals or if it's just a voice?
I'll allow an Arcana check on that front.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
Okay, alright. I got a minus on that. That comes out to 10 still.
10? It presumably is not due to Speak with Animals.
I'm only able to speak if it's Speak with Animals. Because I'm a spider. So I'm only able to do my little druidic thing. I'm gonna keep trying though. Have you seen a sandwalker in the water anywhere? I lost my buddy Jeff. And I'm gonna keep slowly trying to like go up.
As you say these things, you hear it rightfully in your own mind, but echoed throughout the chamber, you just hear the chittering of your giant spider mandibles echoed around you as you hear, "I'm sorry. He is gone."
Regrettable. See, how about a little jingly stick? Have you seen one of those? Little one with a jingle bell? It's still slowly going up.
The golden creature took it.
Oh. Oh my. Well, have you? Where are you? I'm like looking around.
And you hear like the splashing of waves now start to get louder and louder as the water begins to rise further.
Me too.
He's rising.
Slow, I am below you. And you can see now as the light starts to reflect off of the waves here and there, just as each begins to crest and splash one into the other, you see now this unusual darkened form appear below you, just swimming closer and closer to get directly beneath where you are. And it has this darkened gray form, and you can see just light, very, very light features, and currently it almost resembles the head of like a whale looking up at you.
And it's big like a whale?
it's pretty big, but you are just about its size in your giant spider form.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry you couldn't be of help to me, but well, you asked me to stay. Well, how can I help you? And I'm still
My
going up.
child, please. I have been stuck, and I have been malnourished. My child needs freedom. Take it with you, please.
I have to take your child with me?
Please. They sealed us here.
Oh, so this isn't your natural habitat? It doesn't. Your child doesn't need water because it's a desert up there.
We need water.
Then I
It
can't
is
help.
nearby. It will survive. Please.
I'm gonna keep going higher, but I'm gonna start lowering a web. Just a web. I'm just gonna start shooting web out. All right, stick him to this. Boy, child. Yeah, you said he.
Not necessarily.
Anywho, just stick it onto this thing right here, and I'll give him a lift. Give it a lift.
That would be unwise.
Why is that?
Without life, it cannot live. It needs warmth.
Well, I'm cold-blooded right now. Is there?
You are no such thing.
Do you know about fire? Do you know what fire is?
I'm very familiar.
Would fire help, or being up in the desert? See, it's very confusing. Where can we get water? Up there.
The sea is not far from here. And the caves have water.
But you want me to bring him up, out of the water?
This is an imprisonment. They sealed us here.
They don't sound very nice. I'm gonna keep going up.
Please, my people, they are gone. It is our last hope. Please.
I will bring him up. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I just don't want you to eat me. I've never met you before.
I will not touch you.
Very good.
Doing so would be to my detriment.
Prove it. I just dropped the line into the water.
If I were to touch you, you would not be able to breathe your air.
Right. Yes. Precisely. So instead, just stick your baby onto the rope. Right. I'll pull him up. We'll go upstairs into the warmth, and then I'll bring him over to the ocean.
My child is incubating.
Oh. Well, so what can I do? I can't incubate your child, can I?
You can carry it.
Are you familiar with the term parasite?
Yes.
Like that?
No. Simple. Carry it as an animal would its child.
Right, well then stick him onto the rope. or I'm gonna get out of here.
Do it, Cleave. What else do we have to lose?
He needs to relocate. He's literally.
That's my mission. Yeah, it's true.
You watch as there's like this light that starts to pulsate deep below the water's depths. And there's like this dull, like reddish orange kind of glow that starts to appear below you.
Still going higher. I'm gonna get to the roof and drop that rope.
Okay. As you continue to climb higher and higher,
Please be quick.
Give it a tug when you're ready for me to pull them up.
okay. Looking down, you can see now where deep below the water there seems to be this chamber, and it shows just for a brief moment of this pulsating of life. And you can see now where there is a creature well below now, deep below you, as you start to kind of weave your way back up, kind of spiraling around, swinging from this web, until eventually you come to a stop. And just as quickly as it pulsated, it vanishes back to the darkness of the waters.
It will not last long on its own. Good luck. Thank you. It will reward you in time.
What do I call it? What do you call yourselves?
I have no name. It is just my child.
Well, then I'll call you New Jeff.
I knew that was coming. I knew he was gonna name it. That's so funny.
Until we get a better name, and I'll come up with something for your child.
It's a placeholder.
I can already see it coming. He comes back to the city. What's wrong with Jeff? He's like a drooling looking creature.
But just in case you reunite at a longer date from now and you want to make sure you know who your child is, if anybody talks about him, we'll call him New Jeff Jr. but I'll probably call him something else when we're talking.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think.
All right, I'm gonna start pulling him up.
Calagon,
Okay, I'm here.
standing beside this giant spider carcass, flipped upside down and now pulled out onto the onto the sandy aspect of like the actual desert, just outside of this massive pit that you see below you. You now see where Cleave just starts scurrying about, and starting upside down on this web, you can see where this massive spider's legs just start.
I'm gonna back up and be like,
over
Cleave,
it.
that's you, right? Cleave? Say something!
You see a long
I
thread
do this with two of my 8
underneath
legs.
it.
Just like
Oh, okay. I didn't know how many were down there. What are you pulling up?
You see now this light tug on the whole web that Cleave is standing on top of.
just start like
What do you
pulling it up.
What do you got there? Is that my wand? You found my wand?
Shake my spider head.
Fantastic.
Okay, well, I tried to get some venom out of this thing, and I don't have the knowledge or the steady hand. I don't know. I just failed. Would you like me to try again? Or are you changing back anytime soon? Are you gonna?
I give no answer. I just keep pulling this thread because at this point I'm curious too.
Okay.
Okay. Can I walk over to the edge to see what he's pulling up?
Sure.
Cool.
No
I'll walk
harm
over.
done there.
Mm-hmm.
Where you now see.
He goes into a hole to God knows where and
comes
out.
back with a pet, like we always do.
This ginormous
How are we gonna carry
hulking
that
mass,
thing?
this creature that
baby's
you can
huge?
see that it is unfortunately also quite large. As
Like a whale
this
size.
creature now starts pulling up, and you can see now where it has this like bulbous head with 3 slits, and it looks like a newborn. It looks largely mucosal currently.
Okay.
And despite this film, you can start to make out different little like attributes, specifically just a mass array of tentacles formed underneath it, and what look to be the 3 different slits are eyes, as you now see one just open briefly and close again, as you can see it kind of squinting at the light as it starts pulling up. And you can take it that this massive slit going around its entire bulbous, what you now know as face, is its mouth.
I'm gonna stumble back, fall, run behind the giant spider. What is that?
I present
Cleave,
it to
what
him
is that?
like the Lion King, and then I just put it back. I start going back down.
So he holds it up and then he goes back.
Wait, you start going back down?
I don't think Joel realized how big
Massive this whale creature is.
how much of an inconvenience
What
this
are we
would be
gonna
to the
do?
campaign.
Leave it? Roll it in the desert? Try to get into the ocean?
No way. Next level inconvenience. I don't think we've ever faced something this.
There's no way I can get that to the desert. I have no chance.
The amount of
That was
transformations
amazing.
you've already had. I don't think
I'm
you have
out. This is the
any more.
last one. Yeah.
And there's no way it survives even like the next 3 hours.
Yeah, I'd have to get like a mini pool on wheels. There's
Well,
no way.
thankfully for Cleave, he can create water out of nothing.
That's true. That's
So
true.
he's just gonna be
not
behind us
any
while
more
we
times
pull
today.
a whale through the desert and
That
just
was so
splashing
good.
him. Have you ever seen beached whales when people are trying to keep them alive?
Yeah. Just buckets of water.
Shake water,
Oh
just
my gosh.
sprinkles.
And down it goes.
Alright.
We will never know what that could have led to.
Are you literally like you pull it up and then you just lower it
I
back
just had to
down?
put it back down. Just like, so here's the deal. Your baby was a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. And I don't know if you know, but I'm not usually this big. I've got just like a few more minutes until I get small again. I'll never be able to lift him across the desert. I will come back. But you're just going to have to trust that I'd have to come back with a vehicle or
Here.
something to lift him.
The echoed shouts of panic from below now. No! Stop! Deceiver!
He will die if I put him up there and I can't lift him up. He'll die. I can't lift him.
It will survive. We are not weak.
In the desert, you need water.
It does not. It will go into stasis.
But I can't lift it. It'll just stay in the desert.
Do not remove the film from around it.
Right?
It will be fine.
But then I have to leave it in the desert?
Take it to the water.
How are you gonna carry it?
You don't understand. I'm so little. Usually I'm so little.
Drag it with your web.
No, I don't have my own web. This is gonna... Okay. You seem pretty intelligent, so this is gonna take some explaining. I could turn into a spider like this one time, but then it's gonna end and I'm just gonna be like a guy. And I won't have any web. I'll just be like a guy that's really small. And I'm trying to carry around your gargantuan son.
I can't believe you're explaining this to a sea
gotta
monster.
come back. We gotta get him out of here.
Just imagining Cleave as a spider going, see what it looks like.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I will be back.
I will help.
He didn't even breathe, and then he just cuts his web.
You can help me?
I can.
What can you do? Because I'm gonna get little in like a few minutes.
A few more minutes of talking. You're the one that's gonna be.
No.
I have like 56 minutes, but still.
Okay.
I gotta explain it to him in the, you know.
Touch my head. You will not need to transform back.
Wow.
Huh?
All right.
But
I start lifting his son back up, and I just like stick him to the wall, to the ceiling,
can you though?
and then I go down, so I have collateral.
Such a bad idea. I grew up
Yeah, go
reading
touch a sea
the
monster.
Animorphs books, and I know what happens.
I love the book. Dang it, you're right. This is Mr. One. I
I always
can't.
check them out.
This
Never
is
read 'em.
Tobias, dude. You're never gonna not be a spider.
Amazing.
Wow, that's great.
He was what, like a falcon or something? Is that
Yeah,
one?
he stayed hawk.
A hawk? Amazing.
Hawk.
Oh no.
Freaking 90s kids all the way. That was fantastic. Well, all right. So as Tobias now goes down his web, you said you're going to go down and you're going to touch it?
Yeah, stick him to the ceiling first.
Yeah, you stick the baby to the ceiling.
Like, all right, so if I leave him here, I'll be able to go back up and stay big like this and bring him to the ocean. Right. So I'm making a slow crawl as I make casual conversation. So what are you gonna do?
Had to be clean. Had to be clean.
So how's this gonna go? Walk me through it. Just walk me through it.
I'm so nervous.
Is it gonna hurt?
Will sacrifice all that
Huh?
Wait, no, I'll get you out of here too. It has to be later.
you cannot.
Why not?
I will die.
Oh no. Well, you're a really good mom or dad or something. New Jeff.
New Jeff.
Are you getting older? Is it? And I'll keep lowering. I'll keep going down.
Okay. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me.
I trust in this thing's desire to save its child. I'm gonna risk it. Natural 1. So here we go.
Oh, golly, dude. This is not.
Oh no.
Is that the last I'm gonna see of Cleave? Is a spider brace? I'm not even coming back down. Can I peek over the hole? Like look down, try to see.
Yeah, for sure.
I
You
don't
just-
see anything though.
It
Huh?
just
Too
like
dark.
after a while, you think you start to get like little glimmers of light, and you can kind of follow the web where you can see it dangling, and you can see the light as it kind of reflects off the web in part, and then like eventually you think you see a little something else, but not from up where you're at. No,
Okay.
nothing past that.
Just a couple yells. Cleave, Cleave, come back.
Very
What
good.
was that?
What's happening to me right now?
Wait, did he touch its head?
I think.
With
As
a natural
you get
1.
lower and lower, the water rises, and this creature just, and it almost looks like it's gonna jump out of the water for a moment as you're kind of spindling down, and almost half mistakenly touching it as it's now rising faster than you'd expected. You feel now this like almost shock throughout your system, and there's this brief moment where it almost seems like an out-of-body experience for you. And looking on at it now, you see where it's these 3 large blue eyes open up one above the next, and you can see now where these blade-like fins start to surface beside the creature's face, and this one larger fin start to creep up from the darkness below. As it now comes up closer towards you, you reach your hand, and touching it, you see now as its mouth opens, and this mass array of maybe foot plus long teeth start to open up towards you. And in the moment, it almost feels like you're frozen solid. And as you touch its head, the creature says,
Thank you. You may go.
and the water starts to subside.
No word on that. What that natural one did to me?
Nothing currently that you can
It's
tell.
gonna start going up. All right, I'm gonna help. New Jeff Jr. Are you still alive? You good? No more sounds.
No more sounds.
Oh, how am I gonna tell New Jeff Jr.? wipe a little spider tear from my eye. I keep going up, and I retrieve New Jeff Jr.
Very good.
Your father lives in you. This whole Lion King with New Jeff Jr. now.
Oh my gosh. Is he gonna
I grab him up
imprint
and
on
I
you?
go out. I come out of the hole. What is it?
Is he gonna imprint
This is the
on you?
beginning of the pirate campaign.
He's gonna save us
felt
later.
like it.
At the
It
end of
felt like it
the
could've
at the end of the pirate campaign, he's gonna save us. He'll be like,
He'll
Jeff
be the one.
Jr. save the day. Whatever he
Fantastic.
is.
And so, as Cleave now comes scurrying out of this hole, you can see now this still large, almost pale, like grayish, almost white form of this creature, slimy and tentacled and disgusting, as though it's almost held in this mucosal pod of sorts.
Cleave, what are you doing? What are we doing?
If I, oh man, do I have any sense of like, do I have more wild shape or do I feel like I can just hold it for longer, or
Nothing currently. You can test stuff to the best of your ability, but
I'm gonna put it down next to Calagon and I'm gonna take my chance.
I'm not. I don't want to be next to it. I'm gonna move away from
I'm
it.
gonna, I'm not gonna put it next to you, but like up on
Go behind
flat
the spider
land,
again.
outside the webs is what I mean.
Gotcha.
Calagon's gone. He's out of here.
And then I will attempt to drop the spider form.
Nice. Okay. There is this sense within you now, as you do so, that almost feels like pain. And as it kind of as it starts to like almost peel throughout your body, you can feel this unusual feeling, this skin crawling kind of feeling. And as you go to drop form, something in you says that you yourself cannot do so. Not as though you lack the ability to, but rather as though your body is telling you that it won't. And in that moment, you get the sense that for whatever reason, until your mission is done, there is some level of servitude to this creature that you've just made this arrangement with.
Wow. I made the unbreakable vow from Harry Potter. This is crazy. All right, hold up. So I'm gonna take the Squid Baby New Jeff Jr. And roll him a little bit over the sands, like
Disgusting.
like an ink roller thing, you know, that you would do a seal.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna start drawing to write messages to Calagon to try to explain.
I'm picturing when you make like French toast and you beat it in the eggs and all that.
and then it gets
you
covered
put
in
it
sand.
into you're like
For sure.
That's what this
You're like-
mucusy
It's
creature
like when you're
looks
like
like
frying
right now.
chicken, or
dude.
you're like,
I'm covering it in sand, but I'm just covering sand in water. And so I
Very good.
create a giant slab of paper, basically, and I just start writing a message to Calagon. And I say, this is New Jeff Jr.
You could have just written in the sand.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
no, well, you
but
write
not
in
in
the
the
sand,
water.
but it's not as
Yeah, you're right.
as clear.
Yes.
And the
He
wind
needs
can
to
blow
be
it away.
very clear right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at this is new
This is
Jeff.
New Jeff Jr.
What?
Period. His mom. Period. Or dad.
Can you just drop your form
something.
so I can talk to you? It's freaking me out that you're a spider. I hate spiders.
Has locked me in spider form.
So, wait a minute. So you can't. So you're just a spider now.
I sit there with my 2 like spider pincers in the front, like standing on 6 legs, 2 in the front, and just like.
Oh,
Yes.
Cleave.
I write it down. Yes.
What is this thing?
I point at New Jeff Jr.
Yeah, that's his name, but what is it? What are we supposed to do with it?
Cleave, this is heinous.
Sorry. What is this thing? New Jeff Jr. Duh. Little spider. Duh.
Role playing with no voice, Chris.
Beautiful.
I'm sorry, this episode just got crazy.
You know what the worst thing is? We're technically supposed to be on our way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we are on our way.
I can't stop raising things.
Hey, does this give us a little bit of a head start to get there?
Oh no, you guys are doing your thing for sure.
I elaborate
Oh no.
You guys are
A
heading
baby?
on over.
in the Santa, right? A baby.
That's a baby?
A baby. I don't know what.
I'm gonna look around the desert that we're in. Do I see anything around?
Yeah, you see an eyeball open up on that little baby thing. And just
I'm gonna pinch myself. Close my eyes. No, this is real. Okay. All right, Cleave.
you
So
start to hear in your head just little like.
in my head,
Blimey. Ah, that's how.
and the baby's looking at me, and I'm hearing.
Aboleth. We are Aboleth.
Amalith.
I'm gonna take my meta knowledge that I
He
have
hears this
out.
too.
Just let everybody know I made the worst decision ever.
Yeah, take your
I have done the world a horrible disservice, but I don't know that.
Did you hear that, Cleave?
Spars said, I love this. I think I know what happened. Tristan is amazing.
Did you hear that?
Did I?
No.
No, wait.
Say it again. Amleth?
Why do you speak with the mouth of man? And you come from greater.
Just confirming, this is the baby that's talking, right? Amleth, why do I speak like a person? What do you know about me?
I knew those like you.
But you're a baby.
Another life.
Another life. Cleave, what did you bring out of this hole? It's called an Amleth. It's got another. This is not its first life. It's what he just told me in my head. I'm gonna pinch myself again and close my eyes. And look around.
Can't get enough.
If he opens his eyes, it's still a perfect jump scare and clean like this.
I'm gonna keep doing my spider shrug and just like, and then I'm gonna start poking the thing, just like,
Oh no.
Hey, he's talking to me in my head. The new Jeff
I can
is
still-
weird. What are we doing with him?
I start writing. He needs the ocean.
He needs the ocean. Now you look around. Where's the ocean? Are we not going back to meet Arlyn and?
So I just,
I can't believe I'm talking to a spider right now.
I strap New Jeff Jr. to my back with a bunch of web,
Nice.
and then I create a little like ball cushion of web, and I just like put that on my side. I'm just like,
This is so. I'm looking at a giant spider with a mucus Cthulhu on its back, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. Webbed up. Yeah.
Webbed up. This is the weirdest. This is the
And rolled
weirdest.
in sand.
The weirdest day of my life.
It's
Listen,
like a beef
Cleave.
Wellington.
Like a beef Wellington. So gross.
But it's a fish.
It's a squid Wellington, yeah. A calamari Wellington.
Listen, Cleave. I'm really tired. I'm
Name of
hurt.
this session.
I'm not ready to take on another quest? Adventure? I mean, I was about to go home, 30 minutes ago, an hour ago, so I don't know if I'm right to help you right now. I'm not really doing the best. I think we should wait for Arlyn and Rodrick and grab them.
And just keep writing. Arlyn and Rodrick are at the inn waiting for us. And then I just start to scribble out everything that I've written for a new page.
Yeah. Well, how long is he gonna last?
We'll bring him and the wolf back to the inn and get them water. I might have to wait outside because
you're a
I'm a
giant
giant
spider.
spider.
Yeah. You don't have to write that. Gotcha. So we're gonna carry.
I'm a G, and then I'm like. Yeah.
So we're gonna carry a dire wolf bring a dire wolf and whatever this new Jeff is. Mantis, is that what you said?
You're saying just the creature type?
Yeah. What was
Aboleth.
Aboleth. Whatever that is. To a city where they're already on edge and they seem to attack anything that isn't them or like them. I don't know if this is a good idea. Cleave. I don't think this is a good idea.
I write, I'm stuck a spider, and I just keep being like,
You're stuck a spider.
Never gonna get to the bastions.
Right? Then why don't... The sea can't be that far. Maybe we should just do it on our own. Get the dire wolf and maybe just start our own little side quest.
I'm writing in the sand again. Find or reunite 4 horsemen first? Question mark.
I guess. I mean, I just don't see how we can go back to the inn. I mean, I could go back to the inn, but you said you're gonna stay out, or you wrote that you're gonna stay out in the desert with them. You want me to go in and grab the guys and come back. Whatever. Let's go.
On the other end.
Okay.
So you guys have been venturing back out into the desert with your trusty ally, Barry, guiding you all the way. He was able to generally pinpoint the same path at which he had traveled much, much more easily than the rest of you lot can do so, being that he can just fly overhead and see everything.
True.
And guiding you guys for a few hours, at some point you can see where he kind of takes a slight dip and starts to kind of pull around and spirals and comes back towards you. And you can sense the fear now. And you get these images of Calagon with a giant spider with its arms up, just flailing them about as Calagon is now torn up with his robes all tattered, and this unusual creature in tow, where you can see now this large mucosal egg. And it definitely looks like Calagon is backing away from this creature in fear, and that's the last you see of it.
Oh no! Did you see that too, Rodrick?
Did I? Did I see it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Calagon's in trouble. What about Cleave? Did you see Cleave?
The problem is,
This is awful.
I've realized that Cleave can turn into anything, correct? So it's hard to tell what he is.
Yes, except Calagon was backing away.
Well, and also, Cleave would never turn into a spider, knowing Calagon's deathly fear of spiders.
That does not sound like Cleave at all.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Never.
Huh. We must hurry.
Okay, well, how close is it?
Barry!
And you watch as he now takes off, but like staying low for a time just to like stay behind dunes as he now guides you closer and closer in that direction. And you guys,
Let's
where
hurry.
were you guys headed?
Back to to go to the inn to
To
meet
the
them. Well,
wolf
we got to go
first.
to the dire wolf first. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Just before we get into line of sight, I'm gonna try to like write messages in the sand again. Like, I need you to lead the direwolf. You can just follow, my trail.
You're asking a lot for me right now, Cleave.
I would like for you to make a DC 15 survival check to determine if you would be able to trace the whereabouts back to the middle of the desert where you left this wolf.
Okay.
Nick, I would like for
DC
you...
15? Oh, come on. I know the cardinal direction I came from, right?
Yes, it's a wolf in the middle of a desert.
Yeah. It was a
modify
10-minute
It
walk,
is a very
right?
large wolf, though.
It was
It
only
is
like a
a
10-minute
large
walk, right? Is that accurate?
No.
I thought that was like
No, it
the
was
stipulation.
longer
Like,
than
we
that.
came here because it wasn't far.
It wasn't terribly far, but it was definitely further than next. If you remember, he encountered the I keep wanting to say blink dog, the displacer beasts. Before that, took
Okay.
pause, went around the main area, kept traveling after that to get to the point where you had met him up, and you were tracking him. So it was a little bit further.
Okay.
Is our sandwalker galloping?
Yeah.
Like, are we at a good gallop? Okay, so I'm gonna tell Arlyn. Well, since we've never dealt with a spider before, we need to set up a plan.
You want me to roll?
That'd be a
Perception
good
for
point. Shoot it from afar, and I will stick it with the
19.
pointy
Oh,
end.
fantastic.
Why don't you go up in the sky and then drop on it like a lightning bolt while I shoot it?
That might be a great idea.
All right. We just need to make sure we kill it before it gets Calagon.
22 total.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we'll do more than that.
What? How can you do more than that?
It just sounded cooler in my head. We will rip it to shreds. That's more.
I was freaking awesome on it.
I'm trying to get better at this. Okay.
You can see now where Barry looks like he kind of pulls his wings out when he comes up to these dunes, and he just kind of catches the wind and almost glides over each of these dunes separately. And you can see now where his head is singularly locked in one direction as his body now starts to kind of make way throughout the desert, and he slowly just rises and falls with these dunes. And you can tell now where as he starts to do so, he'll occasionally shoot up a little bit higher, get a good sight on where he's going, and then continue back in. And as he's continually tracking in this way, you watch as now he just goes up and he dives lower and lower, and you can see where some of these smaller dunes he just, and you can see now this little burst of energy come out of his mouth as he's now just shooting through the smaller dunes and just diving through.
It's pretty sick.
And just
That is sick.
as he's now
He is very focused.
Heading- He's
I'll
very
be
focused.
scared.
to try to save his best friend Calagon from the giant spider.
Sweet.
And it's not terribly long.
Barry's like, my middle name is Focused.
You got Rumguard Danger and Berry Focus.
Very focused door.
Purple Berry Focus, actually.
Berry Focus.
Forgot about that.
You're right.
Unfortunately, his first name is Purple.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
at some point, you can see where he kind of comes up, dives, and then full stop, full wings just flap right out. And you can see as his four little legs just, and he just flattens against the dune and just turns back to you all. And you can see that he's. And he just.
Oh, yes, hit it. You can get there much faster than we can. We're trying our best here. I take out my sword. Shing! Ready for anything. Barry, show them what you can do. Save your friend.
Oh no. Oh no.
As now a good maybe 150 feet away from where they're at currently, you can see this unusual outcropping. And there you go. Let me just move that stuff down a little bit. You can tell now that Barry is just focused and flying now, staying low to avoid any chance of being seen even. As he now just kind of flies onto the scene, you can see as he vanishes around the dunes, but you don't track it so well until you guys yourselves now follow out. Sword in hand, just kind of flying past. You can see now as Barry just reveals himself and goes as high as he can and starts diving and spiraling downward towards this giant spider.
Oh no.
Or Calagon.
So I see Barry coming.
You can see Barry.
Of course I can see Barry coming. My boy, come here, Barry. Hey, bud. Hey, Barry. Barry. No. 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 Barry, no. No, no. It's Cleave. What's he do?
Make a persuasion check. At advantage, of course.
Okay. That's my... Ooh. Nice. Persuasion at advantage would be 17.
17. Dang. Okay. Yeah. As Barry's flying down, you watch now, like, spiraling at you. He like a little torpedo. You can see where, like, eyes just wide open and cheeks puffed up. And as you say this, the eyes somehow close for a second and widen even further as... And you can see now where he kind of dives and has to slow himself by going upside down for a brief moment and trying to stop himself, like, doing the wrong form. You can see now where he just kind of shoots a small burst into the sand and slows himself just enough to start rolling through the sand beside you.
I'm gonna run right towards him as fast as I can.
All right. So as you guys now just
pause.
have...
For a second.
You said pause for a second?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Stream is offline. Just give it 1 second. We're back. Let's go.
Woo! We made it. All right. So as Barry now intentionally misfiring just starts rolling off beside you into the sands, and you run up to grab hold of him. You can see the excitement in him, and then you just see as his expression stops for a brief moment, and then he looks back, and you can see where Arlyn and Rodrick are riding over a dune, sword in hand.
Barry!
Calagon!
Are you okay? Barry, you okay?
Calagon!
No.
Step away
Guys,
from
no.
the spider!
No, it's Cleave! It's Cleave!
In the name
No,
of
Arlyn!
everything that...
Arlyn, it's Cleave!
Huh?
Cleave's the spider!
I just roll onto my back.
See? He's a spider. Tell him,
Joel,
Cleave, tell him.
if you
Don't
remember,
get off
you
your
have
back.
something on your back currently.
You can't roll on him back.
Oh yeah, I can't roll on my back. You're right.
Cleave, tell him, right,
I
right,
just
in
kind
the,
of like lay flat.
right in the ground.
I go, ooh, and I try to hold back the sandwalker as we're going full sprint.
Nice.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's
What's going on here?
Okay, so lots
I just
happened.
write
All right,
Cleave
so
really
I
big in the
almost
sand while
died.
it's stuck.
I almost died. I was in the net. I woke up. There was a dead spider. I left, and then Cleave found me. He was with the dire wolf. Where's the dire wolf? Then anyway, we came
Dire
back.
wolf.
There's a dire wolf.
Those
out.
things again.
Well, Cleave was a dire wolf when I first saw him with the dire wolf. I thought it was
Cleave,
a mirage.
This new thing is pissing me off. I'm gonna pull my sword away. I don't know who to attack and who not to attack.
Barry almost. Did you see that?
Yes,
It's
he
like a
fooled us
missile
all. I
falling
mean,
from the
great
sky.
performance, Cleave.
Yeah,
I mean,
great.
snap out of it. You can come back now.
I take the time to write the word fair in the sand when he says
He can't turn back now. So after I met him, he was a dire wolf. He was with a dire wolf, and then he wanted to see this spider because he wanted to get some poison from the spider. So we came back to the spot that I didn't want to come back to because I almost died here. I lost my wand. Jeff's gone, by the way. So then we came back here, and he decided to go down the hole, and he found this thing. At least that's all I know is he found this thing, and he brought it up. He showed it to me, and then he brought it down again. But then he brought it up again. And now you're here.
I want that clipped as the recap for today's session.
Perfect. That was inside
That
joke.
was it. Sorry.
Now you're here.
Huh. Very
And I'm glad to see you. I'm going to go give you a hug.
Oh, okay. As I'm getting off, like mid getting off the
I'm like-
sandwalker.
I'm like, what?
It's
good
Torn
see
to
you.
shreds. His robes are just like gone.
Calagon,
Yeah?
don't take this the wrong way, but you reek I'm sorry, but at least you're safe.
I've been in the
That's what
desert
matters,
for
yes.
well, how long has it been? Well, how'd you make Rodrick so
It's
quiet?
been a while. I don't know, Rodrick.
Is he okay?
I think he's just in shock
He's
of
in
the whole
shock of-
situation.
yeah.
Hey, it's okay, Rodrick. Snap out of it.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah. So anyway, this is new Jeff, and I point to the thing on his back.
giant white sack
All right, Junior.
wrapped with sand.
Right, Junior. New Jeff Junior. Sorry.
I approach it carefully.
We have to take it to the ocean.
I like go to touch it.
I wouldn't
is
touch
on
it.
Cleave's
I
back.
like go back.
Why would you try to touch it? You don't know what it is.
Exactly.
It
I
looks
don't know
disgusting, too.
Why do we have this thing?
It talks.
Huh?
Yeah, talk to him. And I point at the thing, tell him to talk to Arlyn.
You just hear the light like in your head again.
Disgusting.
Do you hear that?
Lesser beings.
Nope. I don't hear anything.
He said lesser beings. Wait, him? Lesser?
Yes.
What did he say?
Jeff Jr. isn't very nice. I don't know if he's just confused. But he talks to me.
A few spaces before Junior, I write new.
New Jeff Jr. This is too much, Cleave. And I look at you in disgust because you're a spider.
Question mark.
You know, this might help me get over my fear of spiders. And I poke Cleave a little bit, touch his little fur. Ugh.
I do have to say, being the first spider I lay my eyes on, it's disgusting. I understand, Calagon. I understand the fear. But
I approximate the sound with like my clickers.
It's more like a
Cleave, you would hear
Water.
Just poke it a little bit. I'm assuming my speak with animals is done, but I'll try to quack at it anyway. Just like no can do, buddy. This is a desert. I told your dad or mom. We're working on it. Yep.
So I'm a little bit confused. I show up. We tried to come reunite, and now there's this.
yeah.
What is the situation here?
Kind
what
of a
are we
midlife
supposed to
crisis
do?
if you want to wrap it up into one thing. I almost gave up my horseman spot to Rumgar.
Really?
Well, I mean, you see that thing over there that almost killed me or should have killed me? I don't
He
even
should
know
be
how
with
I'm
you
alive.
guys, right? Where the heck is Rumgar? Did you guys leave him with Felgren or something? Did you guys take him with you?
I
thought
think he's
we
with
did.
Felgrim, right?
Okay.
Right?
Did we? Bro?
I don't think so.
Yes, we left him with Felgren.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Yes.
Um,
Oh, Rumgar.
so I'm kind of going through a little bit of a crisis, and then he shows up and takes me back to where I almost died, and now we're just on another mission. And sometimes you just got to be okay with that, Arlyn.
Another mission.
Yeah, we got to get this thing to the sea, to the ocean, to water.
We're not.
I put my hands on top of my
We
head.
are not
Lay
going
down in
to
the
the
sand.
ocean.
We are going to the ocean, Arlyn.
I put the baby
That
on
thing
on the
needs
ground,
water.
just like-
Any
Men.
water will do.
He said any water
As you
will do.
both
You heard that, right?
No, I didn't. Team meeting, please.
I write
over here,
Spit on him, brothers. In the sand.
away from, away
What'd you
from
write?
that thing.
Spit on him, brothers.
Spit on him. Spit
Ugh.
on the. No, it's got enough
No,
mucus,
that's
Cleave.
disgusting.
I don't need to spit on it.
Ugh.
It needs water.
Wait, who did say any water will do to? Was it me?
You and Calagon.
Okay. Okay, so well, you also heard it. Any water will do.
Any water would do. If only we had someone that
Where
could
did
create
you find
water out of anywhere.
water? Where did you
Oh,
find
down
water?
there.
Down there.
Apparently, it's just a bunch of water down there. My wand fell. It's gone.
Anybody have empty bags or something? Just grab some water from down there.
Well. What? Hey,
I start
how
making
come
like a
if there's
huge
water
bowl
down-
out of my web to see if I can approximate some kind of water carrying well situation, well bucket.
That's interesting.
That would be tricky, for sure. Go ahead and make a general dexterity check.
If I can't pull that off, I will. Also, my survival check was a 16. If I go to find the thing. What is it? This is a 15 on the dice. You said general dexterity 16.
Okay. It looks to be generally the right form. It also looks like trying to move that through the desert will likely still topple and leak eventually and not last as long as you would hope, even if you did get some water.
Does the web kind of absorb, like all the tight the knit part? Is it like spongy?
It primarily does keep water out of it. It's like the water beads up primarily until it actually continues to that cohesion starts to play its own part, and it just kind of moves around. And so part of the aspect of like it not sticking to the web is actually what's causing it to slide out so easily.
Okay.
If you're able to see any small amounts.
To be honest, Arlyn, I don't really know where or why that thing came, where it came from, why it's here. He can't really speak right now. He has to write everything down, so I don't know the whole story. But
Cleave, I mean, can you be Cleave again?
he said he couldn't. I don't know why he can't. What happened down there?
What?
It's gonna take a bit of writing.
I'm gonna give it a shot at
Acting
Charlotte's
it out?
webbing this situation. See if I can just like write out with web. Might be a little
Oh
clearer.
wow.
As you just learned from the bowl, it is very difficult to try to do anything finely detailed with the web.
Oh, okay. Like no. So I mean, would it be possible to just like drop a bunch of it and then sort of like just the way you are music video, like just like shape it into like
It's technically an option, but it does start to grab up all the sand, and it starts to just kind of blend in, and it's a lot harder to see.
maybe that's good. Okay, no, I'll just keep writing in the sand.
Cool.
I'm going to wait. What was the question asked? I'm sorry.
What happened down there exactly?
You can't be
Writing it down. I think I'm magically contracted to bring this baby to the sea.
Ugh. Magically contracted by who?
New Jeff Senior.
New Jeff Senior. What is it?
All right.
Mom
sick dream.
slash dad. Question mark. Question mark. Question mark.
So his parents are down there?
Dead.
Oh, so you just saw him? You just saw him down there and decided to save him, and you got magically contracted to.
I'll write it all out. I mean, I got time, I guess.
Do we?
No. I got New Jeff Jr. and then New Jeff Senior promptly died.
So, from what it looks like, there was a mother or father, and they passed away, and somehow magically contracted Joel now to be the father? Spider father?
We dismiss Rumgar. He returns to us. We leave him in Rudon with a caretaker for now.
Mm-hmm.
And we adopt another pet.
And I point at Cleave. I point at a big spider.
Men, do you
I
realize?
painstakingly just write the word sorry.
Do you realize what our mission is here?
Yeah, it's a
Preserve
pretty
life.
big one.
Preserve life. Okay. You realize by us continually pushing back our mission to man the bastions, that is the least amount of preservation for life.
Well, what does Rodrick think about this?
What is that?
Oh, you came too, Rodrick.
He was in shock the
You
whole
were
time.
in shock the entire time.
So we've been spending way too much time in the desert.
You gotta write the name down.
I don't know what's
I can't
real.
remember the name to save my life.
What's false? I mean,
Aboleth. It's an aboleth.
There you go.
an aboleth.
An aboleth called New Jeff Jr.
Do I
Do you know what an aboleth is? Do you guys know what an aboleth is?
know anything about
I've
Aboleth?
never
Would
heard.
I? Especially being the son of a water genasi and An adventurer.
I would say make either a history or nature check at disadvantage for that one.
That's very fair.
I'm gonna go through my whole spiel again with
I'd-
Rodrick.
I'd like to get a closer look at it. May I?
You're not gonna.
Both suck.
You're not gonna tattoo on his.
Should we all run that situation?
Wait, I
or
don't
is
know
that-
about
For
that.
what?
Never mind.
I mean, now that's been spoken aloud,
ran
should we
out
all
of
see if we know what it is?
I don't
or-
know about that.
You know what it is?
I've been
Sure.
in the desert.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Okay, I'm gonna go up
Whoa.
to it.
Disadvantage, but still, the first one was good.
And-
Okay.
I'm not gonna touch it, but I'm just gonna inspect it. Like
Okay.
inspect the eyes, try to get a feel for what this creature's plans are, I guess.
Much as the middle eye just opens up to you and just kind of starts watching you as you
Oh.
walk around it.
So you mentioned this thing's an aboleth.
I got a
but
12.
What exactly is that?
I'm gonna start writing, and just like sort of behind my back, just like writing a,
As
a
you do, you
longer
get
thing.
distracted for a brief moment by the voice in your head that says,
You are my kin. Why do you answer to them?
Do I
Oh,
hear
I guess
that?
I am like your mum for now. All right. This is the team that has to get you to the ocean.
Hey, what?
We need
Cleave,
collaboration.
why'd you stop writing?
you just hear chittering as it's like looking up at its back.
Spider
I'm
chitter.
gonna keep writing again. What I write is that, and I try to keep this. Like, do I have any kind of sense that this is happening in my mind, or am I numb to this?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I try to like think other thoughts. So I'm also writing that it takes like double time because I'm trying to like not get my mind read, but I don't know if it's working. But I eventually write. You know, it might be worth mentioning that New Jeff Sr. said they had been locked away in that prison beneath the sands.
Oh.
Maybe you would think there's a reason why they were locked away beneath the sands of the desert.
I mean,
Oh no.
Yes.
Cleave is really good
But
at
that's how
reading.
they treated my people
animals.
and Calagon's people.
Cleave,
Oh.
you would hear in your mind,
It was used as a weapon.
Oh,
I don't know if I should say that. Well, I'm gonna tell him.
oh, he was right.
I write that down. Like, he says it was to use as a weapon.
He was right. Gene was right.
That man.
And all this time,
What man?
I couldn't believe the things he said about us. Mainly because I'm sorry I keep talking over you, but
That's
I don't
perfect.
hear him.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's awesome.
I didn't believe all the things that he said about us because I figured we would never want to do that. But I think we're enacting our fate out of sheer stupidity. It all
What's
comes
the
crashing
fate
down
of-
on.
Ending the world.
The dune where I had written the word fair really big, I just go over back to it and underline it again.
I mean,
Just a bunch of
Let's-
letters and words.
we keep trying to think everything outside of the box and like, oh, let's preserve life, but everybody just stop what you're doing for 2 seconds and look at him. He just
Creature's just like this massive booger on the back of a giant spider wrapped in sand. And as its 3 eyes now open, you can all hear in unison as this voice speaks out to you in your minds.
The Ancient One.
wait. What was that?
He used us.
What was that?
The Ancient One used.
Was that him?
Can you connect
Yeah,
us
he's been
like,
talking
our
this whole
minds
time.
so that we
What?
can
No, I
talk?
haven't had
'Cause
that
this is
until-
hard.
Wait, he's been talking to you this whole time.
You wouldn't know.
Yes.
Well, he just said he's been
He was talking to me the whole time.
Oh, you.
He called you a
As
lesser
he
being.
now looks to the, you can, I guess actually
what
everyone
he
else
said, I
would
don't
see it,
know.
you would more sense it as his 3 different eyes all now shoot to Calagon.
It's his power. You're just using his power?
Yes.
Can you use my power and just turn into something with legs? No. It's a shame.
Hey, Cleave.
Okay, wait. Can I? Just one more thing. I just wanted to finish my point.
Uh huh.
So I was saying, just look at him so that we can all come to terms with preservation of life is one thing, but this, we don't know what this is and what we could be unleashing into the world. And while I was trying to make that point, he suddenly whispered in all of our ears telepathically, "The Ancient One used me."
You know?
It's pretty cool. Actually,
You said it needed
Am I
water,
able to
right?
speak now? Like group chat?
You can certainly try.
Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? I
we
really need
hear him?
this.
his messages are green.
You know what's a really good idea?
I don't think you did it.
Well, I mean,
You said he needed water.
yeah.
Simple. You saved the world. I don't see water anywhere. Leave it here to die.
I start
Wait a
furiously
minute. There's got to be a reason why Cleave did this, right? There's got to be a reason, not just saving his life. Is there any other? Are we getting money? Did the dad say something like, he gave you, or he put a spell on you of some sort? Is there any magical powers he can help give you? Or?
Well,
just shrugged his shoulders.
that
What does
does.
he say?
He did say something.
Money?
Many.
Manny. You could give us powers? I'm trying to direct my thoughts at it again.
You know,
Didn't he say it was going to
You
benefit you
do
later?
not know what you are. You come from greatness.
Is that just a Cleave?
Yes.
Could you? It's really be a lot easier if we could all be heard. I can't talk to them right now. You think you could just help us out a little bit?
Fine.
Okay, good.
it's awfully silent right now.
Hey,
it's creeping
can you
me
all
out.
hear me now?
Cleave!
Thank goodness. Yes, I am the giant spider.
Okay,
Oh my
hearing
gosh.
your voice
Catching us up?
in spider form is extremely
See the man
disturbing.
is still moving despite the fact that he's thinking it.
So I don't trust many things, so I was still about 10% on the fact that you would.
Yeah, just
Maybe
I
it's-
thought I should double that down, make sure we were on the same page. I was thinking that if we can do things in steps. I did the same thing with New Jeff Senior, and it worked out great so far.
Yes, it locked you in spider form.
Because I specified that I wouldn't be able to lift him across the desert when I was in small form, and he said, I will give you the ability to do it for longer.
Wait,
Do you think this ancient
what
one's
will-
going to be mad that we're helping?
But what makes him not be a spider anymore? Do you know?
What do you mean?
Have you tried changing out, or how do you know you
I
can't?
did try to change out to communicate,
Okay.
but something sort of stopped me, and I suppose it's sort of an elongating thing rather than giving me more changes.
Well, did it tell you the senior? Did it
Or
tell
a
you?
permanent thing.
Did
Did
it-
you not think about
I
that?
hope not. I think it's just to get the mission done. I had the sense that it was like a contract.
So, have you tried to create water as a spider? If one of your powers is working more powerfully, have you tried that?
I've tried my different abilities when I was in animal form before, and I can't usually do it because I can't speak.
This is different.
Great.
I'm also out of
I'm
energy.
talking
but
to a giant
maybe-
spider.
Yeah, that's possible. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna try to create water over this thing's head.
No luck as you just kind of
like-
start moving your hands around.
No,
He is weak.
I am weak.
He should be more.
We all hear
Should
that?
be more.
Yeah.
Who's weak? Him? Cleave? Is weak?
He is one of us.
What of you?
He's a.
You are an aboleth?
I am an aboleth.
Not
So I
once
learned
have
today.
I ever seen
What does that mean?
Cleave take the form of this vile, disgusting creature.
That is his problem. He thinks he is an animal, and he denies his reality.
This is his reality, to not have legs and just lay here.
Look at him. He is a
Spider smile, the most ugly thing I've ever seen.
Says,
He is as he always was. Ugly,
Whoa. Wait a minute.
Oh,
stressed. us.
You haven't known me very
Cleave
long.
is the best, like the best looking orc I've ever met. That's his true form.
He actually has hair.
Yeah.
They used us for those bastions.
Hey, can you hear me?
The bastions.
Wait, bastions. What
Wait,
did you
the
say about
ancient
those
one
bastions?
used you for the bastions. How? Your powers?
You're connected to the bastions?
He used us for his war.
Oh. for
Wait,
his
what can
war.
you do?
That's not a good question. I wouldn't ask that. I don't want to see what he can do.
Well, don't show me. Just tell me in my head.
We were used as a fuel source.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh. Like fossil fuels.
Wait, so your kind was killed, and then
They use their oil.
Kind
Whale oil?
was suppressed.
He's an emo tablet. Okay, so if we help you,
what do you mean?
which
if
I think we
help?
are,
No,
going
we
to,
can't.
right? What do you mean
Wait.
we can't? This
And
guy.
from what I've heard so far, his story sounds no different from mine. It's just peoples that were judged for how they look, and maybe they had some abilities, and who were locked away at the outskirts of society just because they look monstrous to you.
Do you remember when we helped Rumgar and I didn't want to? And now
Listen.
Rumgar is our best friend. He could be our best friend.
The road to absolute destruction is paved with good intentions. I know we want to help him, just like we wanted to help everyone else, just like I wanted to help the archaeologist. And look where he is now.
Yes, you helped him
Where is
so
he?
much.
He's gone.
Well,
He's
I was
gone.
gonna get.
What do you mean he's gone?
He's gone.
he's
He
gone?
left. I tried to help him. He
Yeah,
said he
Rodrick,
Wait,
tell
new-
us,
new
how
orders
did
of
you
business.
try to
What do you mean you
help
tried
him?
to help? Did he hurt
he
himself?
had a lapse in his memory. Seems like he'd spent way too much time in Grokt. I helped him remember.
Remember what
what?
exactly?
Remember the name.
Of?
Fort Minor?
100% concentrated power. Oh man, that's
Of?
great.
Of Rodrick Elwood.
How did you help him remember your name? You
You
could
sing
just
him a
tell
song?
him. Oh, you sung him a song and he
No.
left? He didn't like your song?
The archaeologist Jean Canito wants nothing to do with us. Thank you to a beautiful,
His song couldn't be that bad.
awful stunt.
Song?
No.
stunt?
I wish
Like a
it was a
dance?
song, Calagon.
Well, cut to the chase. What was
he
it?
wrote his name on his forehead permanently in magic.
You can do that.
Some vile. Apparently, everything we use from April is an awful idea.
I found something in my pocket. I pulled it out. I found a piece of stick. I put it in the thing, and then I just drew it on his forehead.
How can you be so brilliant?
And then I used up the
stupid
rest of
at
the ink
same
on
time?
his clothes. So
How can you get through a town of hobgoblins and find a way into
I give a computer spider.
jails and free us just to ruin it all?
Just
We
throw it all
needed
away.
him.
at least in the town of hobgoblins, I had a name.
Well,
They respected me.
Kipple?
Kipple. That is correct.
Good
yes.
point.
Kipple. Well, anyways, so we have this to show at least, and I pull up the paper that says it allows us into the Vindrel Dynasty.
Oh, we did the mission.
No, he turned himself in. I just made sure I was there to collect the reward.
Well, but then we did do it, although
That
I
sounds
was
like we
hoping
got
he
some
would
free
help
time.
us.
Yes,
Yeah.
with no option of bringing him back to the cavern.
So, here's what I'm thinking. Now that I have a voice, when I said that I took things one step at a time with New Jeff Jr.'s mother here,
Father.
Father, mother, something.
I think we
That's
could
what
do.
I'm gonna call it.
Call him-
Father, mother, something.
I think we could do a similar thing where maybe we go near the ocean. These giant spiders burrow, as you saw. I don't know if you saw it, but there's a big hole over there. They do that.
No.
So maybe I'll sort of burrow a big hole, and we'll let a bit of the water in, and then close it off. and we'll give him like an aquarium first as a test,
Is that what the
like a little lake.
Is that what his father said?
Well, she wanted her to go to the ocean, but I understand that we're all weary, so we could, or wary. We're all wary of it, so we just do baby steps. Maybe we just sort of get there in a little bit, you know, one thing at a time.
I will say, after dealing with the whole Gene Canito situation, which we don't have to speak about that anymore. It's in the past. We accomplished the mission. I'd like to talk about quid pro quos before we complete the mission.
I will give you more of your ink.
No.
No. That is an awful idea.
No more ink. No ink. Let's maybe like gold
It
or.
comes from our parent.
Wait, it comes. Wait, do you know how to get rid of it?
He's got an ink sac probably.
There is no way to remove it.
Oh, well, that is grand.
Or absolutely no way? Like, it's done? Like, it's over for him?
None by our means. It comes from one more powerful than I. The Kraken.
The Kraken? Is that who you serve?
Is that the
It
ancient one?
was an elder being. One of the 10.
10 elder beings. How many bastions?
10 bastions.
One being per bastion.
What do you
One
know
being per
about these
bastion?
elder beings?
Of my kind. They were separated, imprisoned, and used.
And
Okay,
you,
well, go ahead.
I'm sorry, you want to go to the water for what? Are you trying to get revenge?
I want freedom.
Okay, but what are you going to... It's fair, we all want freedom. You can get to the water. What do you do next? Paint me a mental picture of what happens next when we put you in the water.
I find a place to live. I find structure and food.
Okay. What do you eat?
Anything.
Oh, crazy. When you say anything,
I will avoid your kind.
but you eat everything else.
I can.
Okay, Cleave.
Well, we could eat anything.
Yes, but Cleave, you know more than anybody what happens when you put a new top of the food chain predator into...
I agree. We're on the same page.
Okay.
I think we should do it one step at a time. I don't think it New Jeff Sr. suggested the ocean because that was the nearest body of water that it knew about above land, outside of its prison.
And where was New Jeff Senior?
In the ocean that was underneath the desert. There's an ocean underneath the
Yes,
desert.
but why couldn't he stay there?
Apparently that was a prison.
I feel like these are questions that can be asked on the way.
Yes,
How
but I don't
about
even know
this?
if we should go.
Well,
Wait,
when
hold
we
on,
leave,
hold
we're
on,
going to go
hold
to
on.
a direwolf. That's
How
going to be
about
another
this?
problem to solve.
Let's wait. Aboleth thing. Do you have a name?
New Jeff Jr.
Oh, New
Jeff
Jeff Jr.
Jr.
Oh, yes. Oh, and you've
stepped on that.
adopted the name. Oh, lovely. Okay. New Jeff
In all
Jr.
of our
Aboleth person.
years, it is our first time given a name.
Oh, maybe he will endear us.
He's
And all those by the land and sea shall stop and tremble at the sight of New Jeff Jr. As it is written.
wait till he makes a family.
All
Names
the
all
same.
his eggs Jeff Jr.
Anyways, New Jeff Jr. Tell me, by chance, is there a bastion near the ocean?
If I had to guess, yes.
Do you know where it is?
I have a rough approximation.
Can you lead us to it? Or at least around it.
There are multiple.
Well, you said you can give us powers, right? Just like...
The one to be made.
Wait a minute. Weren't you trapped in that hole your entire life? How do you know where things are?
I have made servants.
Oh. Servants. Are we your Are you trying to make us your servants?
No.
Okay, cool. We're like a team, right?
Awesome.
Cool. All right. I think we should go, guys. He's cool.
Yeah, I mean, he's growing.
As long as it leads us to our first bastion.
He's probably got some sick stories,
New
too,
gift
from
in
his
here.
past life.
Sure.
Your people were used as a fuel source. I'm sure you know, to combat dragons. Would you have rather not that? Would you be aligned with them?
It was first used by dragons. He was a fool.
The ancient is a dragon?
He used us against the elements.
The elements.
What was his name? The dragon that you're talking about.
The manipulator.
Yeah, that was his name?
His name. I do not know.
Oh, I thought we were about to get a spoiler here.
What did he look like?
I was only ever in on that of the Ancient One. I do not know his master.
The ancient one's master was the dragon?
Yes.
What's the ancient one's name?
I do not know.
I feel like...
He's a baby, guys.
Yeah, in their whole thing, they just don't... the whole name thing is new to them.
Yeah.
If you don't have one, why think about him, right?
Yes. I mean, he must feel special that he's got a name now, though, right?
Yes.
The second Avalith
The sixth horseman.
in the world of Elora with a name.
I am.
Well, you said there's a Jeff Jr. Senior.
That's true. That's true.
Well, you're the last
anymore.
Avalith.
Not anymore?
Kind are unique,
What do you mean not anymore?
as are the
Dead.
ten.
Well, you
gone.
hearing this? He's the last Avalith.
I know.
His dad died.
Wait,
So now he's
but
like
how did he die? Thought he
the
gave
avatar
you
of his
the
people to
power.
Oh.
Oh.
the body that will
Wait, is it alright if I talk to you guys
reproduce
for a
them.
second?
like the avatar
outside
of the last Avalith.
Away from him.
Is there a way that we can speak without you reading our minds?
Yes and no.
Can write in the sand.
Not
Yes, we're writing in the sand. Move him far away.
I'm just
Poor
gonna
guy.
walk behind him.
I write back.
I am dying.
He is dying, guys. He needs water.
Okay,
Spit on him, brothers.
I get my water flask thing, my water skin, and I just like pour a little bit on you. I refilled it over at the inn. Pour a little bit on you.
I walk us in the
Take a sip.
direction of the well, so to speak.
Cool. So I'm gonna write in the sand. I don't necessarily have those pincer sticks as hands, but I'll use my sword. So I take out my sword. I start writing in the sand. I go, if their kind is needed to power the bastion, and he's the only one left, we need him. Or her. Or something.
To him, his name is Jeff. I agree. I mean, I agree. Right with
I'm
my finger.
going to minor illusion a little square with writing on it.
Nice.
That's a lot easier.
Way easier.
Can't do that.
Click.
That's gonna say if we release him out into the ocean, then we can't use him for fuel to man one of the bastions.
I just put like a check mark. I'm gonna start writing out my input. Small body of water first. And someone should try to reach Arrendor to ask.
I can do
You
that.
remember his dad said that he'll help you later, somehow. You remember that?
Yeah, and he's kind of been saying the same thing to us. Yeah,
Has he?
I'll add that. just that he was saying that like we're not powerful enough and he can help us and give us more.
I took it as more like he'll save us somehow in the, whatever. Like
I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
there are. Hidden...
I'll add. They seem to have promised to give us power too, like to be fuel sources for us.
Now,
like Arrendor.
Wait. If the contract never expires, Cleave is a spider forever.
Seems so.
I'm gonna minor illusion and say, perhaps we can talk to him on the way there and find out if there's another viable fuel source that can power the Bastion outside of him, and we could trade his freedom for that knowledge.
I thumbs up. I don't feel like writing. Good idea.
Like leaning in real close, like all my spider eyes. Just like.
And then I'm gonna minor illusion again and say, Calagon, can you use force breath to blow all of this writing out of here?
Like I could, but
What's the need?
I could just.
I just
I'm just
use
gonna,
my foot.
Go.
Yeah, he has like
I make like a little net of webs and I just start walking over it, like dragging a giant eraser across. all of it.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
by the way, guys, I'm not feeling too good.
Huh?
I'm like on death's door a little bit. So
How about this? Rest on the Sandwalker. We will rock. We will walk. Oh no!
I present the big eraser thing. I'm like,
Wait. No,
No, he's
you're
got him on
carrying
his-
the
yeah,
big monster thing. I was gonna say, any way you could do like a spider web bed up there.
it's pretty sick.
Oh,
I write down.
better yet,
I would add
I'm gonna
fabric or something.
walk over
So
to
he's not stuck.
Calagon,
Yes.
and I'm going to
Well,
place
he
my
wouldn't
hand
fall
on his shoulder,
while resting.
and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
Nice.
Yo, we got
What's
cure
that mean?
wounds.
What do I
We
get?
have so many healers.
I
Oh, yeah.
don't know if I want to use my healing pool just
didn't know
yet.
you
'cause
had.
I don't
That's
know
great.
what we're gonna go
I still
to.
need spell slots, not just healing. So
Yeah.
what does that do?
Cure wounds.
9 points of health.
Let's go.
Ooh, so I'm good on health then.
Our level, that's
Sheesh.
a lot.
But when you first go to grab me, I'm gonna be like this because I don't know if you're gonna tattoo your name on my shoulder. And then
Can I request from the DM that every time I cure wound somebody, I leave like a small advertisement of my
That
name?
would be horrible. That would be like the 9th level version. Just start
I'm gonna
imprinting
go
people.
up to him, and I'm gonna look at his tattered robes as I say, "Well, this is gonna be a little bit weird, but give me 1 second." And I start mending every piece
Nice.
tattered, and I
Nice.
put his clothes back together.
All this time, you didn't tell me you could do that.
I didn't know.
I've just been here sewing myself every single morning.
Well, you know, even if I knew, still entertaining to watch you sew.
well, thank you guys. I feel much better and look much better now. So
All right, it's
To the
time
sea?
to go
to the ocean.
The sea.
I point the arrow towards the well, and I just write the word well.
Ah, I
Well,
see.
well, what?
I slap 3 of my spider knees.
Well, you know,
I am questioning. What well?
just the
That
whole,
just like the
the
hole that
hole.
goes to the ocean underwater.
the
water. Oh, okay.
Underground.
Before we head off, do you think new Jeff Jr. might need a quick dunk before we head out?
Yeah. So going forward, unless anybody does more conversation, my goal will be to drag New Jeff Jr. back into the water, lower him down for like a literal dunk, pull him
Okay.
out, and then do the same with like a web sack of water that I can just try to like get a sponge of water
Nice.
and put that on top of him.
Very cool. All right. Yeah, I love it.
Just let it rest on him.
Easy enough. Yeah. It almost looks like as you lower him down towards it, you see the water start to rise to meet him for a time,
Wild.
and then reverse as he comes back up.
I'm actually gonna go to the sack that's holding the water,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try and use mending to make it an actual solid encasement of water.
I respect it. It isn't something that was previously one piece,
Got it.
except as a fluid perhaps within the body. So
that's
I
gonna
don't
be
know
really
how that
good
would
though for
work,
us.
but I will say that between trying to mend and like trying to stay like padding it, it does look like it does something for a moment.
Okay. Just so it doesn't leak out super easily.
I carve out all the rest of the pieces of his robe that came out probably on the web,
Amazing.
and I hand it to you to also mend back onto him.
Oh, perfect.
So he
Great
has
teamwork
have-
today, guys.
One last question as New Jeff gets out of his hole. Like, hey, New Jeff, how did that spider die?
Golden creature
The golden creature? I don't know, what is that?
took your wand
Took my wand?
away.
Golden creature
And-
took my wand.
You can see where his eyes all just like kind of sideways right now, almost like triangulate to a specific position.
Is
Do
it
you,
towards
Nick,
the
know what he's
ocean?
talking about?
Huh?
Do you know
Do-
what he's talking about? Like Nick
Outside of Calagon?
Bianchi, do you know what he's talking about?
What do you mean, the gold creature?
Yeah.
Do
The
I know,
Modron.
I know
what
what
he's
he's
talking
talking
about
about.
by the gold creature?
Yeah.
The Modron.
No way.
That's
No,
what
I
he's
didn't realize
talking
that, no.
about. Okay, so now Nick knows.
Yeah.
Calagon would probably know this.
I think maybe it wasn't.
Great.
Yeah, I don't know if you know that knew at the time that he was gold, but yeah. It was
I didn't
definitely-
remember him
Okay.
being gold.
Fair.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great. Okay. That's it.
All right.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's all I got. That was my last
Sure.
question.
Easy enough.
Well, off to our first bastion we go.
So I swap him out. I do a little net bed on my back that he can throw a fabric on and lay on. Probably one of our sleeping bags. That would work great.
Okay.
And then I'll carry New Jeff Jr. like on a little like sleigh, a net sled through the sand.
Fantastic. All right. Then as you guys head off towards the ocean, I guess, presumably
Nope.
then?
I would like to go get the direwolf.
Oh, first for the direwolf.
Yeah,
Very nice.
if we're all still able to talk to each other through New Jeff Jr., I'm gonna be like,
Yeah, for sure.
There is one more thing I adopted, but it'll help.
One more
It'll be
thing.
helpful.
We don't have enough space for something else.
Nah, it'll help you carry things. We got a direwolf.
A direwolf.
Where?
Can I write it?
I don't remember where we left it.
I think we could maybe find our way back. I know it was westward. It was one of those directions that I know.
Barry.
Sent him up already.
There you go.
He goes, Barry.
Yeah, we know it was that way.
And it's not very hard. Between you directing where to go and Barry's flight and ridiculous vision, he finds him within a matter of like minutes.
Awesome.
Found him.
All right,
Let's
we
get 'em.
beeline. We make
Let's go
our
get
way
'em.
towards New Jeff Jr.
Nice.
What
Sorry,
an
no,
odd
whatever that
group.
thing is. Sorry.
Giant spider, a weird thing, a dire wolf.
Yeah.
What a
Sandwalker's probably freaked out
As
right
you guys
now.
start getting closer towards him, just nothing but snarling.
I'm gonna need somebody other than me, unfortunately, to try and tame this thing.
You can see the wrapped leg as it kind of limps back away from this, trying to intimidate.
Hey, New Jeff Jr., can you make it so that thing can hear my voice? Because he's heard my voice before.
I can.
All right.
You
I'm gonna
can?
hide so that it doesn't see me, but I'm gonna use my voice.
I'm gonna hide behind my shield.
I'm gonna say, hey,
It
puppy.
knows me, so I'm just walking.
I'm back. I brought my friends. They're gonna lead you back to the town to get healthy.
Fine.
This is
Can we
amazing.
hear him?
Yeah,
Oh,
We can all hear the dire wolf.
oh. We can.
surprisingly so.
So this is what it feels like, Cleave.
It is weird, yeah. It was weird at first, but it's kind of also been my dream my whole life, so it's cool.
Direwolf, do you have a name?
No. Hurt. Home.
Hurt
Well-
home.
We'll call you Kurt.
I was just thinking that. Kurt, you're hurt.
Yes.
Come over here.
Just kind of-
I'm going to lay my hand on
Slowly.
his pelt and give him 5 health.
Nice. You can see his.
It,
Starts
which
moving
also
its
cures
leg
any
around.
poisons or any sort of things in him.
You watch surprisingly good. You watch as it starts now biting and tearing away at the bandages at its arm and starts licking at the fur, feeling much better as it now just kind of
Here's
starts
disease, everything.
walking around normally again.
Awesome. Now, do you mind giving me a lift as we go off into our path?
Home.
Yes. Where is
Somewhere to get
home?
safe first?
Safe.
Yes.
The ocean is safe.
Fine.
Perfect.
Hey,
Very good.
Was that goblin sitting not by the ocean?
Was that what?
I believe it was, yes. And that is Kurt's home, I believe.
Closer to your home, then. What do you
Fine.
say? A lift?
I'm
Just
gonna
kind of
press the
lowers his head.
digitation a little ball.
And I am
Toss
going
it to
to
him.
ride a direwolf.
Fantastic.
Direwolf with a toy ball in his mouth.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So this thing now rises. You can see as it starts kind of walking off, and out of the corner of its eye, it starts to see now again the spider with this giant sack on its back.
Hey, no fear. He's our friend. He will not attack.
He's the whole reason we can talk to you right
We
now.
do have a lot
That's
of
true.
beasts
Lot of
carrying
beasts
us,
going on
not
right
just
now.
direwolves. I'm riding the spider. You can't see me, but I'm up there.
Oh.
Cleave, I don't know if we should lie to him. He's
Fine.
gonna be our companion. Okay, never
And
mind.
this direwolf just starts booking it well ahead of the rest of you, lots to stay away as far as it can from all of you and your weird creatures.
Well,
Guess you're leading the way, Arlyn.
Well, Mr. New Jeff Jr., which way do we go?
To a bastion or to the sea.
To a bastion near the sea.
Bastion
Or the
by
sea.
the sea.
By the sea.
Should be a song we write.
Bastion by the sea.
Finished
Old sailor.
or unfinished.
What does that?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Oh.
There are two.
Finished.
What does finished mean?
We go
Finished in building.
by water.
And you can see where his eyes all shoot off in one direction, almost directly westward to
Okay.
the sea.
No.
Beautiful. Then off we go, gentlemen and monsters.
I see you have many questions.
Yes, we do.
Ask them while you can. I will be as helpful as I can be.
I see. That's right.
And that is where we'll end for tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, what time of day is it? As we're taking off towards the
It's
destination?
past midday at this
Can't wait
point.
to talk about
Between
this in a
all
second
the
here.
back and forth of just riding in sands, going up
Yeah.
and down, transforming, going back and forth the track, it's now just past midday.
Okay.
We are going to take a quick break here, and we're going to do a little bit of questioning regarding the new campaign to come.
And the previous four sessions,
I will say,
including today.
I will allow the players to ask whatever questions they want
To the
outside of
Insight check?
outside of the game, if you'd like, during insight check, or just texting after the game. Up to you guys entirely.
That would be
So-
like stuff that our characters are asking you?
Yes.
Okay.
So during this hours-long trek,
To
you
New
guys
Jeff
will be
Jr.
able to ask whatever questions to this
Oh, I
Atlas
love
that you
this.
that you would like.
This is literally
Okay.
our
And-
travel time.
Big
Some
drop.
of them will be answered during insight check if you would like. Some of them will be answered away from the
Game.
viewer's eyes if you
Oh,
would
that's
prefer. So with that being said, we love you guys. We'll see you back here in 10.
We'll see you
See you in 10. Stick around.
All right, welcome back, guys. So, in exciting news, first and foremost, I'm already getting questions from the players. So, getting kind of hype about that regarding this aboleth. But unfortunately, I'm not going to go too deep on that just yet, as we are going to be picking back up, starting 4 sessions ago now.
Yes, it
And
was
so-
the episode after
To
April's
determine-
Fools.
David.
So
April's
determine
Fools was
who we're going to
Inside's
start
last-
with, I'd like everyone to go ahead and roll an insight check for me.
Inside check.
The check of the inside.
7 on the die.
3.
14.
I
Ocho.
suck.
14. Okay.
I roll
Calagon,
high on inside checks, guys.
you, first and foremost, had it rough. So I just actually want to start this off with a question for you, because I know
Yeah,
that
how about that?
you've been hurting, you've been feeling it. You unfortunately lost your staff
Yes, I did.
to the goblins,
Yeah, that's.
and then were gifted with a whole new wand from April, only to lose that
it.
recently. What's that whole journey been like for you? And do you have any preference between items and something? Is there anything that you would hope for in the long term, as far as like what item you'd want? Or
Yeah, the staff, obviously. I found my staff in my book. Buried in my farm, it must be a relic from the past. I started using my powers with it, and the wand is just crazy. And what I summoned the wand with ended up taking my wand. So yeah, I was pretty upset when we said we were leaving that encampment with all of our stuff, and I still didn't have my staff. Very upset. I'm just upset altogether. I don't think anything's really gone my way ever since I tried to light that Big 10 on fire,
nice.
thinking it would cause a distraction.
I feel like Barry's gotten a shine since, so that's been cool at least. That's a
Barry's
nice
got
touch.
some shine, and I was doing well as Arlyn, but
Good
not
point.
so much as Calagon.
For the folks at home, to skip ahead just a little bit, before I forget it, Modrons notoriously despise chaos and only work towards law, and he had a weapon of chaos on hand that summoned the Modron.
Okay. I just thought some Modron was going around Laura with the wand, just
casting.
doing crazy stuff, but it's the opposite. He wanted to get rid of it or just destroy it.
Yes, it was just attempting to rid the world of the chaos wand, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
But that Modron was only there for 1 minute, I believe.
It came from chaos,
Interesting.
which is ironic that it hates what it came from.
Isn't it?
No,
Alright.
but that tells you something. Yeah.
Uh-oh, what are you guys
Well, y'all
laughing
get
at
what's
over here?
happening.
Yeah, you got me curious.
Stupid stuff.
Okay. Alright, so April's Fools.
We started with Goblinado this round.
Nice.
So April's Fools wasn't last inside check.
Okay, so
we started
Goblinado was
Goblinado.
definitely
So
a chaotic high point for me.
So
That
really
was
good.
ridiculous.
That was
Really
fun.
quick, before we go to Goblinado, and forgive me if you had explained this and it just kind of missed me. So the golden square.
Uh-huh,
what was
that's
it
the
called again?
Modron.
The Modron, yeah. The Modron hates chaos, but then ended up defeating the spider instead.
Yes.
Why did he not go for him who had a weapon of chaos?
I was out, right?
So not only did he get taken out, but
No, I
they
don't
do
think-
have
were you
other
down?
He was
motives.
unconscious, yes.
They do have
That
other
saves-
motives. And so, in addition to the law versus chaos aspects, there are creature hierarchies that are, I was gonna say dependent situationally, but more importantly, there are certain creatures to these Modrons that exist within this world that are important.
Okay.
And because there's no other way for you guys to ever know this otherwise, those Modrons in this setting specifically were created essentially to help people.
So humanoids.
Yes.
Oh,
and so
bet.
despite the fact that he's not a human, it still chose in that moment that he was closer to what he is supposed to protect, despite the wand, and it used especially the fact that he was weakened to its advantage to still take the wand in that moment of weakness.
Touche.
So,
Interesting.
the best of both worlds.
Okay. Beautiful.
That was fun.
Okay, so
One is
Goblinado.
almost definitely like 50 feet away from where you fell unconscious, just laying around somewhere. We don't know that though.
Don't know.
I think Calagon would have some level of innate sense of he knew how he can feel like your power at work, you know? And I think that to some extent you can kind of trace that back at like a feelings level.
Yeah.
So I would say
It's
that's
gone.
not too far-fetched.
Yeah. It's gone. It's gone.
It's gone. Along with the ever-smoking bottle that's also in the middle of the
Yeah,
desert.
just
That
slowly
was rough.
producing infinite smoke somewhere and then getting blown away by the wind.
And
We literally
if you
created
wanna
a
give
natural
more-
disaster that's forever.
For sure.
Yep.
and if you want to give more meta knowledge that I have,
Uh-oh.
there's something else in the desert.
There are many things in the desert.
That's what I want to actually say. I wasn't going to say there are many things in the desert.
It's a problem. What are you thinking?
About how you told me there are many things that we left in the desert.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, by all
Wait,
means,
what
go
do you
ahead. You're free to drop that one.
What do you mean there are many things we left in the desert?
Apparently, when you, Manny, as Calagon, wished that all of our allies, along with all of our inventories, be moved into the desert, right? Whatever that wording was. What you did was you took, as we know, we got a lot of our other allies
Our
who
friends.
have allied with the Four Horsemen as a group, and all of our collective inventories. And if you remember, the way basically all of us, especially the people that we summoned to join us, arrived on scene was they were all underground a little bit. They were all kind of buried in the sands, and they had to dig themselves out. So, what I'm trying to tell you is that all of Osmanthus's shop, every item that Rumgar, Oz, everybody else had,
No.
are all
That's why
what
his
happened.
That's why his
shop.
shop is empty.
Oh my god.
I thought he was robbed, yeah. But no, his whole
That is
shop,
so
possibly
funny.
your staff, everything is just buried in the desert. I mean, and we don't know that, so we have to just take that. You just have to just know
Y'all
that now.
wished for your inventories to be outside of the walls. He is a
In the desert.
shopkeep with a full stocked inventory.
So
all
what
under
about
the desert
all
now.
what about all our gold?
Some of it was just in pockets. I guess.
Everything within pockets and packs was still on you.
Okay.
All of anyone's personal belongings beyond
wished to be
that was
back in
considered an
Rudon.
inventory of theirs is just scattered throughout the sands outside of the Goblin City.
The turtles?
City of Nasdaq.
The turtles are in the desert.
Wow, this sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
That stinks.
That was definitely like a full chaos moment for me that I listened to the wording, I listened to it back, and I was like, I mean, hey, only one way to go about this one. I mean, there's really no way around
That's
that.
precisely what April would have done. That
Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
unfortunate, but I did what
I
needed
thought
to be
too
done.
small.
we got out.
Yeah.
I was
we got
trying to
out.
be careful with the wording, but I thought too small.
But we
you
got
gotta
out
be real
though.
careful with those.
That stinks. At least we're safe.
Yeah.
We made
now.
we made
Saved
a
from the
tornado.
Goblinado, made
Yep.
your
From
way
the
outside the
Goblinado.
gates, got
That's
to,
right.
to regroup with everybody, sent a more powerful flung after them.
That's right.
All is well. It was a
right.
great and exciting time.
my concept that I had in mind that Tristan and I have workshopped together with April's wish situation was very classic genies, from the old the fairy tales, like the ancient legends, where she can give each one of you a wish, but it's intrinsically supposed to go wrong. It's never supposed to be as you wished. It's always supposed to be
Yeah.
kind of a worst case scenario of the wish.
Gotcha.
Oh no.
So I like the way that went.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure
you guys
love
got
it,
your
Joel.
desires, and she was fine with that. Only to let her see it play out in its worst possible way down the line.
Now,
It's just scary
Man.
knowing that she's around
Question.
all the time.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about
Well,
another thing, but we'll talk about that later.
I was gonna say, you know that she's around now very specifically in one kind of way. Do you remember the last wish that was
know
made?
something, yeah.
No.
The last
Calagon's
wish-
the only one in character who has this information.
Why am I drawing a blank?
The last wish that was made on behalf of April's powers that we heard. It was not from any of us. It was an NPC. Nothing. I'll tell you. It was
Please.
from the old man that was about to come rat you out. He's on the sand glider, and he said something like, it was very Jafar. he was like, I want to be back at home, like sitting on my like comfy couch or whatever, with you as my servant.
That's right.
No way.
So how did that play out then?
Well, he disappeared.
He did in fact
Yeah, but-
vanish from you guys'
But how
story.
did it go wrong, I guess, is the question.
So, like Manny just pointed out, you guys thought too small, clearly. Because, again, the more and more I started replaying these old sessions, I started looking at the things that had happened, and I realized he was, in fact, directly offered a wish by April previously. He just turned it down. And so, in that moment, he was like, I'm in a tough spot. Wait a second. She's just been watching this whole time. Of course I'm going to take advantage of that. And, he alone decided on making the biggest wish possible. And since then, you guys haven't seen or heard from either him or April. So,
Interesting.
Well,
That's
new
how that went.
powerful villain arising in the Vindrel Dynasty.
And that's the picture you sent today?
oh, you saw him, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
did get to show everybody what he looked like. I forgot I never put that onto the actual...
We'll be posting a picture of the ambassador, the old man ambassador. Apparently he's an ambassador in Vindrel Dynasty. But the old man will be posting a picture of April. We're still trying to get the right one. A picture of April all on our Instagram and on Moonbeam in our artwork channel. So stay posted for that so that you can get a visual of what these people look like. These
And
NPCs.
soon new Jeff Jr.
Huh?
I said, and soon new
And
Jeff
soon
Jr.
new Jeff Jr. Disgusting.
You guys have definitely pulled some creatures out from the places. And it's interesting to see which ones you guys ally with. At every step, every turn, I'm baffled by the ones that you're like, we're gonna ostracize them. And it's
Here's what I imagine. I don't know if this is accurate, but this is what I imagine the pattern actually is. Cleave allies with everything, and then everybody else enemies with everything. That's the situation.
Yeah.
And if Cleave sees it first, it's adopted. If anybody else sees it first, it's exploded. That's the rules.
It's a good rule. I like it, honestly.
That sounds about right. That sounds about
And
right.
we have no middle
exploding
grounds.
by mistake. 'Cause
It
I'm
did
gonna
save
try to-
Nindal.
Yeah, we're
It did save Nindal. Nindal was a big one, and he was a major and regular help, and he's even offered to continue to help you guys, and possibly just got Oz a new job, so that was nice.
Although, I'm the one who adopted Nindal. I'm just saying. That's
That's a win.
He's the adopted.
That's a win.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say that
poor
you were wrong
Falcon.
this time, because this time it was like I adopt an aboleth.
Yeah.
Can I get a real? I'm sorry, I know I'm jumping ahead. I just been killing me this whole time. Can I get like a show of hands at the table? Does anybody else know what an aboleth is, or is it just me?
Very mildly.
Nothing.
No idea.
We should just keep it like that. But the audience can know. They have. If you want to not spoil it for yourselves, you can not look them up.
I do make minor changes
And I was
to
gonna
a
say
lot
Tristan
of
might
things,
change some stuff.
but
Yeah, it's
otherwise,
yeah, we
That's
usually
fair.
Pretty
have
accurate.
changes for stuff.
But for me, that's the creature in D&D that I'm the most afraid of. That's like more than that's like my greatest fear. Like if it was real in real life, that'd be the thing in the universe I'm the most terrified of.
Yeah.
Well, you're also aren't you terrified of
I'm
the
afraid
ocean?
of water stuff. Yeah. I'm afraid of the ocean.
that thing is
that's-
horrifying.
Wait,
In fairness.
Spars just commented with a hand raised, so I wonder if
he knows. No, that
I
means
think
he knows
Spars
what an
knows
aboleth
what
is.
an aboleth
He's
is.
familiar. He knows his stuff.
Spars
comes
no.
ready.
Spars, is
My
it
man.
what you thought Tristan was pulling here? Is
Oh,
it?
yeah, that's right. He
we'll
did
wait
say,
for
like-
your
Yeah,
answer.
he was
We'll
like,
continue to
oh,
wait
I
for
think
your
I know what's
answer.
going on here.
Yeah, he's like,
As
I think I
Cleave
know.
got enslaved by an aboleth.
I will. Can I say what I think is actually happening?
Sure, yeah.
And I kind of tried to, say it a little bit there, but we're definitely. It's definitely a primordial that we're unleashing out into the freaking world.
Sure, yeah.
At least it's on our side, though.
That's like kind
Yeah.
of that's kind of like what it said, like right, because the primordials, as I understand it, are the things that are at the bottom of each bastion, and
Powering
it
them.
said that it was that it was one of the things that was used to power bastion. So that's fair, but we in character don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
Yeah.
Now, do you think it has any connection with something being in the oceans and being very powerful in the depths of the
It
ocean,
literally just
bringing
said
destruction.
the Kraken.
like a leviathan?
A Leviathan in the ocean. So Spar says yes. As soon as Cleave was talking with something that was in the water, I knew what it was.
Amazing. He was right on. That's fantastic.
Yep. So I guess we all want to talk about the Aboleth. We all want to talk about all
everybody's
that.
skipping past all the desert stuff right now.
And we'd love to start talking a little bit. Just throw around ideas and stuff about the new campaign that we teased coming in September.
Yes.
And so why don't we do just a really quick run? Because there wasn't a lot of super detailed things. It was like one mission these last 4 episodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That basically it was a continuation all the way up to this point, the beginning of a new mission.
We should roll to see who does the entire recap by themselves.
I'm down. Let's roll.
Unfortunately, we did already roll an insight check.
We did. Can we roll another one?
All right, new one. Let's go.
New one. Insight check.
4.
Come on, David.
13.
Come on, David.
12.
6.
19.
The voice of the 4 Horsemen.
Can you do it in Rodrick's voice?
Let's go.
I'm gonna need a
Wait, so I have to recap the whole because
No, you have
remember
to
I
sing it.
missed like 2
Oh my goodness.
Even better.
That
You
is
have to
so
recap
true.
the whole thing.
That's funny.
Run it.
So
I have it
good.
right here.
This is homework.
They're called Goblinado,
Fantastic. Yeah.
the Great
one.
Dune Walker.
Which was I here
The
for?
Great Dune
Goblinado?
Walker.
Goblinado, I don't know. I don't
Everybody
think
was
so.
making their
No.
wishes
No, because he
still,
was there for
flying
April's
around
Fools.
and-
And
I
that was
remember
right
because you
after.
said you saw the
Oh,
end of
yeah,
the
you-
episode and you're like, why is everybody in the desert?
Oh
that we
yes,
know?
he
Yeah.
was like, "Why is everyone in the desert?
Yeah.
I need to watch this from the
Which
beginning."
was so perfect for the actual confusion of all the characters, because everyone's just like, "Wait, what just happened?"
Yeah.
Like, oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah. So it's Goblinado, the Great Dune Walker, Calagon, and
That's the
a
big-
whole lot of sand.
Whole lot of sand. Yeah. I
Well,
forgot about
it's
that.
hard for me to recap Goblinado off the top of my head.
Hey, you rolled.
That's fine. We
you
kind of
agreed
talked
to
about
the
that
roll.
already.
Yeah,
We kinda did.
you know,
Yeah.
crazy goblin
Goblin.
stuff. April was a whole psycho.
Yeah,
she starts
we
throwing
had-
the helpful potions.
Correct. We had one potion
You ended
that
up
got
with mad
thrown in this one.
potions.
Yeah.
You can talk about
Okay.
that part. You're the only one who knows about that stuff.
Yeah,
We
well,
made a couple wishes.
Well, what I
Made a
could
few
do,
wishes.
what I
There you
could do is I could reveal to the viewers the things
And
I ended
me,
up with.
Because I have no
Oh,
yeah, by all
yeah,
means,
we don't
'cause
even know this stuff. What are the
that's been
potions that you
friggin'
ended
wild.
up with from April?
And he's wasted. I'll loosely say wasted in the sense that he used them very strongly in a sense. But he took all of the like strongest things I gave him and used them instantly.
Yeah, that giant one. I wanted to use that for something, but unfortunately,
Well,
that was the only
that's
one.
the one we used for the
Yeah,
Cleave
that was the
stand.
It
one.
made
yeah.
the name of a
Like Dune
whole
Walker?
episode, so that's
Yeah,
good.
no, honestly, that was a goated move.
Yeah, no, that came in clutch. That was good.
That
Yeah,
worked.
and then
Except for
like I just realized how like uncreative I am because like I used the ink to tattoo somebody's head, and Tristan's like, "You could have permanently blinded someone," and I'm like,
There were so many uses I had in mind when I
Permanently
created that.
You can do
Blinded.
so many things with that.
Wow.
Which, as I've revealed today, as you now know, is Kraken ink. So I have changed the name officially in your inventory if it's, even ticked off.
Yeah, okay,
But,
perfect.
yes,
MC
it was
Violent
Kraken.
That's
Kraken.
terrifying.
That's disgusting.
I can't wait to get my
No,
hands
but
on
like
more
that's just
Kraken
an
ink.
ability it just has, like a squid would just have,
Yeah.
to permanently. You know how squids blind
Yeah,
creatures in the ocean.
Yep.
It would
But theirs is
permanently blind
permanent.
everything that is fighting.
It's true.
No,
I guess
horrifying.
campaign tune will be fun.
Nice, there it is.
All right, so check it out. Check it out. So I ended up with the Jester's crown because I was her chosen.
Yes, the king of the court.
Yep,
the
the king of the
court.
court.
April's fool. Okay, so I have a.
Spars thinks, no, I think the ink was still creatively used.
It was pretty good. It was definitely a powerful moment.
Okay, so check it out. The things that I definitely did not add to my own inventory. A vial of acid. Okay.
Oh,
We'll see how I use that
lovely.
creatively. I have an elixir of health,
Oh, nice.
an energy potion, kind of like a monster energy drink.
Very good. Very good. That's what it is.
You gain walking
Um,
speed or something?
It let's see what
Maybe.
it does. You know what? I'm not going to tell you what it does. I'm just going to tell you what I have.
Incredible.
Do it.
Okay.
That works.
A potion of acid resistance.
Cool.
to offset
You
the
could just drink
acid
them
that you
both
have.
at the same time. It'd be
Which
great.
is not bad. Well, what's actually
You're sick, dude.
What's actually really great, and I almost used it, and I'm gonna use it at some point in the future. So I'm like wondering if I should even mention it, but whatever, I'm gonna mention it. So what I was planning on doing to Felgren.
This poor guy. Uh-oh. All right,
was
sorry,
way
go on.
worse. I was pretty much going to give him acid and then be like, if you don't understand how severe the situation is and don't keep your mouth shut, then I could either give you this resistance or I could not. Kind of like play the whole like I have a potion to your poison kind of game.
Wow.
Yep.
Rodrick
Yikes.
is
This guy's pretty
sick.
messed up. Yeah.
I
this is-
decided not to do that.
Rodrick
Yikes.
is kind of crazy in
Yeah,
the head
well,
a little bit.
He technically
Yeah.
tortured Gene for his entire life, though, so I don't know which one's
I
worse
don't know.
here.
Okay, and then I have my favorite potion of blueberry resistance in case I ever become blueberry intolerant.
That's important.
Very resistant.
That's amazing.
I have a potion of poison, so actual poison.
Can I just jump in on the
Nice.
blueberry resistance one really fast for just a comment? If you guys don't already know, I'm obsessed with writing flaws into my character. I make that like the most personality traits that I have is all flaws.
Don't tell me you're allergic to blueberries.
No, but that was one that I've done for an earlier. It wasn't blueberries. It was cabbage. I made a
man.
character allergic to cabbage because one of our other players was a cabbage merchant, and I was just like, what if I just like? And we had beef, and I was like, I don't even care. Like I don't need to feel like a winner. I think it would be hilarious if like my rival within the party like held my kryptonite all the time. Like he would just like he could put me into like anaphylactic shock at any moment if he wanted
The
to.
worst.
That's hilarious.
So that's beautiful. I like the idea of having allergies in D&D.
Yeah, just in case. Just in
That's
case.
so
All right.
funny.
So I have that potion of poison. I actually have 6 vials of acid. Wow.
Nice.
Someone
Wow.
really likes acid.
That's awesome.
2 different kinds, technically,
I have
believe.
my favorite thing.
One of them's the drug.
An
I
acorn
feel
in
like
a
I was
bottle.
on it this whole session.
Acorn in a bottle.
He does, in
Yes.
fact, have an acorn in a bottle.
I'm an acorn in
The
a
most powerful
bottle,
of all of his
baby.
items, obviously.
And my favorite thing is the description of the item. It's an acorn. Let's see what else I have.
It was a high point for me, for
I
sure.
have 6 vials of basic poison.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
good. That's
nice.
good because I don't think we got ours.
I have holy water.
What? That's
Nice.
dope.
Why?
So you got like water from the whole.
Why is that the one that you're asking why? You go through this entire list, you have an acorn before that, and you ask, why do I have holy water?
Because I'm like, what does it do?
It'll be like acid to evil people.
Why would that be the one?
Let me see.
There are so many useless and random things in there, and you're just... Holy water.
Oh, okay, I see. So, okay, I see what it does. I have Murgaxor's Elixir of Life.
Ah, yes.
I don't know what that is.
Super goated. Wish I gave it to Calagon, but now I'm glad I did it because he didn't eat it.
Incredible.
Pale Tincture?
Yeah, that's a good
What?
one.
Can you just say it again? You don't have to tell us what it is.
Pale tincture.
Pale Tincture.
Pale?
No idea what that is.
Me neither.
Yeah, that's
For
good.
I don't know.
10 picture.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Okay. It has to do with poison, is what I'll say. A lot of poison stuff.
Yep.
That's awesome.
That's great.
I have a potion of climbing.
Nice.
Actually, I have 2 potions of climbing.
I thought there were
Double nice.
multiple.
I have 1 potion of healing, and that's it.
Very nice.
That's
So
awesome.
not bad. Not bad.
That was serious. You got a real
That's a
haul there.
lot of stuff.
I was gonna
That's
say, there
awesome.
definitely was at least one other thing that you at least had for a time that I suppose you deleted. It was a potion of taro
Very nice.
Yes, I gave it. I gave it to
to Cara Lydell.
to Cara Lydell so that she could stop being so mean. Because the potion,
As the
so the
innkeeper?
potion of taro,
Yeah.
literally all it does is it puts you in a better mood. That's what the description was.
Nice.
So I was like, maybe she could chill.
Yeah, it's totally her fault. That
Calm Emotions is probably one of my favorite spells in D&D.
Which one?
Calm Emotions.
Oh.
And it's just that. It just makes people calm.
So yeah,
It's
so,
like, everybody.
It's just the better version
Chill
of
out.
that. Just give somebody some taro milk tea.
Yeah,
Like,
they're like, yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah, that's nice.
so those are all the things that I have. So okay, so that's what we ended up with after Goblinado when we all ended up in the middle of the desert with all of our stuff.
Yes.
And all of everybody's stuff is still there.
And a
dug under the
wild
sand.
magic wand.
No wild magic. Yeah, we get. And I at least have all my stuff with me because I never take anything out of my pockets. I've been traveling since I left my village, which is amazing. All right, what's next?
The Great Dune Walker.
The Great Dune Walker. When that's when Cleave turned into a giant sandwalker. Yep.
Yeah, buddy. I don't
And-
even remember the word. Oh, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, he turned into a giant sandwalker. I gave him the this giant potion that April gave me.
Yep.
And we ended up riding him out of the desert. But then a couple of other people stayed back. That's where that giant like machine thing. What was it? That thing that
It was a worm, right?
No. The thing that I keep thinking of for some reason is that one movie. When I think of the goblins following.
World Engines.
Yes, Mortal Engines.
Mortal Engines, yeah.
I think of Mortal Engines like where there's people going through the sand and then with the guy with the handcuffs or whatever that leads them.
Yeah.
And then that was following Calagon.
Sand glider,
Yeah,
of all
and
the orcs and their
and,
dire wolves.
And yeah. So, did anything else happen in the episode aside from just Calagon
There was a
getting
lot
stuck?
of lore there, a lot of discussing about. I believe for that one it was a lot between like Oz and Nindal and trying to figure
And
out
Arlyn
like
and Jean,
where they're
too.
at. Was that
Arlyn and Jean
Arlyn
too,
and
talking
Jean
a lot.
and-
Arlyn
these
and
episodes.
Jean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
a
we
lot
talked
of
a lot.
lore regarding like the Bastions and.
Oh, and
Gracht.
that was the episode that we ended up. Well, Rodrick ended up abusing Felgrin a little bit.
Oh yeah, friggin' full on tortured that guy up in the sky on the back
They
of a giant
found out
dragon.
we are the Four Horsemen.
Yes.
They found out you guys were the
Canito
Four
was
Horsemen.
not happy about that.
And you guys found out that Jean Canito wasn't so different from the Four
That's
Horsemen.
right. That Jean Canito is infused in dragon power.
So what's interesting about Jean Canito, and actually you can let us know about his personality trait, is he's very like lax almost in a way. Like he's like, oh, whatever, the world's gonna end. Like the Four Horsemen are here and the world's gonna end.
I feel like about that he's not lax. He's pretty
I was pretty upset about that.
But like he's just letting it happen. He left.
He is intended to be just the most like guy just sitting out in the middle of this crazy world who like got some amount of power and is just like, all right, yeah, clearly this is all nuts. This is all just absolutely insane, and I'm just in the middle of it, and I'm just gonna deal with it, and I'm just gonna keep going, and I'm gonna hope for the best.
Interesting.
Would've
For the
loved
record,
to know
I'm
the guy more.
convinced. What is that?
I would have loved to get to know the guy a little bit more,
Yes.
but that's not possible anymore.
No.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm
Yeah.
convinced that, and Tristan does not have to. I don't even want to look at him. He doesn't have to confirm or deny. But I'm convinced he's actually another follower of Arryn. He's like literally like our teammate, and we've just like alienated him so hard.
Yeah, we all did.
But he would
yeah.
We all did.
So the question
We all
is,
did.
what,
David.
Tristan? What is his goal now? Now that he's
Is
not
Jean Canito's goal?
aligned with us,
Working
yeah.
with the Vindrel Dynasty.
So
We'll
I
see
mean,
him
yeah,
later.
Yeah, but how
when
do you
guys
just
get to
go
visit
on
the
into
Vindrel
regular
Dynasty
life?
and find him?
How do you
and-
go on into regular
True,
life
knowing
knowing
that
the impending doom of the world
It's
is
just here. Yeah.
I think that's something that you guys will
It
get
would
to
be like
experience.
if we saw on the news, like, and we knew without a shadow of a doubt that the Antichrist was there. And we're just
the
like,
Four Horsemen. You know, if we.
That's true. Or the Four
That's a
Horsemen.
good point. Yeah, I
We
mean,
traveled with, not even watched them on the news. We traveled with them.
yeah, he was pretty
And now we're like,
upfront. He was pretty upfront that
The apocalypse, like
a lot of
battle?
it was just like, okay, listen,
guess.
I know that there are certain events that need to play out, and I'm going to dedicate myself wholeheartedly towards a specific cause. And thus far, he's made it clear that he's still willing to at least dedicate himself to that cause, assuming still that everything will end. Doesn't necessarily mean today, tomorrow. You know, it's all, life ends for everyone at some point anyway.
You know what's a double shame?
what?
If we can't get in contact specifically with Arryn, Jean Canito will be a really good second option to show an aboleth to and be like, hey, what do you make of this? He can look into the past of a thing's lore.
Oh.
That was a really valuable guy.
I hate Rodrick.
Would have been so great.
He
to
was
have.
hate you,
probably
Rodrick.
the single most valuable NPC I've ever created.
Wow.
If
Wait,
I'm
what?
completely honest.
What?
Wow.
For the Vengeful Dynasty. For the Vengeful Dynasty, obviously.
Why is this the first I hear this?
I mean, what do you mean?
He's still getting the wrong names. You
All
should
of,
kill him.
all the lore that he gave Arlyn, and you're just like, won't see you ever again.
You were like the most important character. The most important character out of all of the four, outside of the four horsemen in this entire world, outside of Arendor. And you didn't tell me that.
It was
and I tattooed his face.
What had me hyped was literally
I drew his face.
moment, like the night before you tatted his forehead. You with Arlyn, you guys sat down for a conversation in the woods right outside of Rudon Village, and he's like, "Oh man, yeah. Oh, what about we got the ruins? We got to go back there. We got to get this going." And you're like, oh, "The ruins? Of course. There's no way we can go back there without him." And then proceeded to tat his forehead the next morning. It had me crying watching that back to back. I was like, "Yo, no way, he just pulled that." That was so good.
Such a
That
frustrating
you decided, you're like, "Oh
situation.
yeah, he's so valuable to us. We need him desperately.
Wow.
We don't need him that bad."
But he doesn't know my name.
Rodrick.
You want to know who's really important? Rodrick Elwood. That's who's important.
You're so important. I'm gonna put my name on you.
I will say,
So good.
So we don't lose him.
It was interesting for me, feeling like I was kind of in a way held ransom by my own character.
That was beautiful.
Like,
That was one of those moments that I gotta commend you for, like, when DMs will always get me, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, my player said he's just playing to character." No, I love it. I'm the complete opposite. I think that was golden.
That was a very
And
good-
unless your character has some beautiful, wonderful, transformation throughout time, and this story leads elsewhere, that was the most insane Rodrick Elwood, spiteful,
Yep.
I'm the man kind of moment that I was like, that was
dude,
perfect.
and afterwards, all I wanted
You're watching all his notes going.
Yeah, right.
All I
y'all
wanted
know,
to do
man.
afterwards, all I wanted to do was take it back and apologize, but I can't. Rodrick can't apologize.
Well, he said
That's why. That's what I was telling you. I was like, it was such a flub, but I had to double down on it. I literally cannot act like.
So bad.
he did say that the Aboleth said that there is a way to get it off, but it's just super high magical power, right? Yeah. So if we see him again and he doesn't
Listen,
have it on, that would be really interesting.
Do you know? I already envisioned all of this. This is what's gonna happen. The end of the world is gonna come as we know it. We're gonna bring it, right? The whole thing's gonna be over. It's all gonna be like
We're already traveling. With
like
it.
everything is gone. Blah blah blah. Whatever ends up happening. Which we have no idea, by the way, everybody watching, what's gonna happen.
We have zero idea.
Credits roll at the end. There's a post-credit scene.
Post-credit scene.
Rodrick, after 50 years, finding Gene Canito.
At level 20, and he's like, "I have used all my spell slots
That's hilarious.
just to learn this spell."
Alternatively, if we ever get a chance to make a wish from April again, I think she would really support the wish that doesn't just remove it, because that wouldn't be enough for her. That you move that ink onto New Jeff Jr.
What better to put it on than a primordial?
These guys are insane.
Wow.
It doesn't have to still say Rodrick. It can say New Jeff Jr. on it. Like, we made you a name tag.
You guys didn't need Gene to know that you guys would end the world, right? I mean, is that not obvious?
Spars goes, then Rodrick was so offended that Gene overreacted.
Yo, for real
so
though, man.
awful, man. It's so awful.
That was pretty
Chaos.
All right,
was
so
great.
yeah, giant sandwalker kicked through. Everybody made their way, and Gene got his forehead tatted and proceeded to give himself over to Evandil of the Dynasty.
Yes.
You guys
At least
got your
I collected
papers.
the reward.
You guys
Yes.
got your papers, so you're good on that front. And he agreed with Evandil that they would take off as soon as possible, essentially. And so they said they're trying to take off as soon as
gone.
possible. Nindal and Oz were already on the way out, and then Calagon is just nowhere to be found out in the deserts while
Yep.
Cleave goes out to search for him. and then you guys finally decide to do the same to go back and meet up with your now once fallen friend and your now spider friend.
Yes.
So that was a whole other journey.
I want to know the death saves for Nick.
Oh.
What actually happened?
He told me to roll off.
You fought death?
Yeah, after. He said I could roll after stream or the next day or whatever. I rolled the next day. I sent it to him. It was a video.
Which, by the way, guys, that is a mechanic that we use to fight death, where you roll a death saving throw, and Tristan, as the Grim Reaper, also rolls the death saving throw, and whoever is highest wins.
Yep.
So I will tell you this for the sake of my game mechanics that I'm building out and things that we will hopefully get to see throughout this campaign, depending on the wild decisions that these guys make.
Yeah.
But there are components then that affect these death saving throws separately. And so there are some mechanics that are very similar, and at least some that may be the same, but some that are similar, such as the last roll that you rolled, I believe, was a 20, right?
Nat 20, yeah.
So with that nat 20 being the last one, he instead was able to roll a d6 of health back.
Wow.
Nice.
Which wasn't much.
Cool.
But
And so, yeah, that's...
it's only 2.
It's a nice little touch, but yeah, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So there are different effects when facing death. And so when you go to fight death here, there are different effects based on whether I roll a
That's
nat
what I was
1 or
gonna
a
ask
nat
about.
20,
That's what I want to know.
and whether you guys roll a nat 1 or a nat 20.
Oh boy.
That's rough.
And so it gets better or worse depending on how either of our rolls go. And there are issues, I'll say, depending on ties.
What did you roll?
I don't
Mine
remember
was-
specifically, but I think I only beat you out on one of them.
Oh, okay.
So-
12, 20.
Is there any bit of plot armor
To like Calagon survival?
to any of our survivals?
So there have been like 2 times where I'm like, okay, maybe I'm being too cruel, and then I'm like, so I guess I should just double down on it. Hence why April threw the potion into the Goblinado. I try not to allow for plot armor, and I do feel very bad when the bad thing happens. And I feel like, you guys are always talking about like, oh, why are we level 2? Why are we still in the desert for the 80th hour? And I'm like, because you guys made a
Your
decision
decisions.
to fight a whole goblin army and then try to do whatever. So I have to kind of stay true to the storyline. So no, I try to avoid plot armor at all costs, so long as staying true to the actual like decisions that have been made. One of which baffled me, was him summoning a Modron at complete random,
Yeah,
and then
the
having
wild
it
table.
do exactly what it would do. And so, if not for the Modron summoning, I do believe that would have been the death of Calagon Dör.
Cool.
Yikes. Well,
Yeah, buddy.
there it is.
And what?
There's the jingle
I
one.
feel bad about this too because you made so many different things to happen,
Yeah.
and we only used it twice.
Like, I don't even know what we would do if one of our characters died.
I know.
Yeah.
Let's not
it's
die.
A scary
That's why
one.
we have the mannequin.
That's why we have the mannequin.
Let's not die.
Yeah, I think I've told you guys, but I've set forth creatures in the world and situations, I'll say, that would essentially just replace you guys for the better or worse, depending on who were to go down under what circumstances.
Okay.
So all you guys saw were visions of characters sketched into a slab. Yes,
Yeah.
they looked like you, but you guys have already spread your name and faces far and wide. Take that how you will.
No, I would play the mannequin. That would be my character.
Yeah.
Slash, that's his name. I would play Slash.
Love it. So yeah, so basically we found them. You survived the spider,
Yeah.
and you became a spider. And
That's true.
now we have an aboleth that we are babysitting
Baby Avalon.
to get to the ocean.
a
I
good
think
idea.
it was a
It's very
smart
sweet.
idea to go in that direction, but towards a bastion. Like, we need to get to the first bastion. We need to actually start our mission that we have yet to start.
There's something there.
You know? So I think that's good. But also, it did come to my mind what we wrote in the sand, where I was like, these guys use the aboleth to actually power the bastion. If he's the last aboleth, what are we gonna do? And then, you know, I think Rodrick was fair in saying that maybe the Aboleth knows of another way to power the Bastion and its abilities that could also grant him or her or something their freedom. You know? So we'll see how that goes. But I think we're at a good point now that we are in a brand new mission. But still in the desert, but in a brand new mission.
It's everybody's favorite
I
place.
can't stop thinking about this Aboleth situation.
Yeah. You
It's a
did
great
it,
situation.
Cleave.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't want to metagame. Can I tell them about what I suspect or know about
I mean,
Aboleth? Can I bring that to the table, or should I just
Cleave is
let
of
it be a
monstrous
surprise?
background,
Yeah,
and
he's gonna
like
do what
the
he do.
nature
No,
guy.
that's
Cleave
fine.
does what Cleave does.
I'm fine with that.
So I mean, yeah, why not? You can
But
say
I
whatever
just-
you
for
would
drama's
just know
sake-
off the cuff.
You guys. As far as I know, what I know about Aboleths is like, if mishandled, which is basically what we did already. If you bring Aboleths from the plane that they're being imprisoned in into our plane, the world ends. That's it. That's the deal. That's the whole.
Nick right now is
The world
golden.
just end. We are completely the prophecy right now. We're the 4 horsemen. We're bringing the apocalypse. Those things just sit in another realm. Just thank the
But it wasn't in another realm.
thank the powers that be. Well, it was in something like that. The equivalent there of another realm. And once they are introduced to, we'll say, our ecosystem, they end the world. That's the situation.
How do they end the
Unreal.
world?
How?
So they're like, okay, I think like stat block wise, they would be not as powerful as like, you know, the Tarrasque, right? The Tarrasque is like the big bad.
Accurate.
But they plot over the course of like millennia. They're like the oldest thing. And since like the dawn of time, they've been like watching, planning, understanding, and they're still very powerful. And they would use their knowledge, their planning, and their immense power to literally just take over the world. Like that.
Lovely.
That's so it's more than a Tarrasque is just like a dumb monster comes out once every whatever million years and just like eats stuff and then goes back to sleep. These things like just want to end your existence and can.
Unless they're friends with us.
Unless they're friends with us, we're gonna be totally fine.
They've been used.
But anyway,
Because the power of friendship is going to stop
Yeah.
a world-ending
that
creature.
and keeping it in a pool.
Nope,
I'm
we're
gonna put it in a-
milking it for the Bastion.
I can't tell you how hype I was when it seemed like you were just gonna cut the line and be like, oh well, I got far enough from Mama Bear. Bloop.
It's like,
Like,
how
I
am
was
I
like,
supposed to
no
get this
way.
out?
And I didn't even know. I
that
like, know what
point, you didn't
aboleths
even
were.
know
But
it
no,
was an
until
aboleth
Tristan
yet.
said the word
Aboleth.
to aboleth, like just in Calagon's mind, I was just like, just trying to hold that in. Like,
Now, the problem,
oh no.
The problem is I'm realizing there's so much weight to everything that we do and don't do,
Yep.
Yeah.
which is really putting me in a pickle when it comes to deciding on things like this. So, like, can we get, like, smaller choices?
Smaller choice.
You
So
know,
right
like
at someone's
picking
hand
an
or not
outfit
to
in the beginning of the day.
Or not writing on foreheads.
Oh man.
Yes.
No, but actually, no,
Smaller
you're right though.
choices.
No, because even that turned out to be a very big decision. Like
That
everything
was
is
a-
like really heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
because
that's
if
what happens
we,
when you're a 4 horsemen.
so, like, I was even thinking, like, if we don't bring him out, then we can't man one of the bastions. But if we do bring him out, we usher in the end of the world. So it's like,
So while he's a baby, we have to turn him into a battery like those other guys did.
like
We gotta
you
just-
have to do
We gotta use him.
something.
I don't know why you guys are so worried. He's adorable. He's soft
He's a
skinned,
baby.
and his name is New Jeff Jr.
The question is, how are we going to do that and use him as, you know, the powering of the Bastion if you're stuck as a spider forever? In this deal.
Not forever, just
Look,
until
Cleave,
he's delivered.
You did this, Cleave.
I gotta eat him.
I gotta eat
The
him.
only way.
Wait, no. Well,
This guy's demented.
Well,
this
they-
party is just
the
all
father,
sorts of messed
the
up.
father did say to put him in another body of water. He didn't say which. So that
are
might
water
be enough.
sacks.
That might be enough to seal the.
So if
Humans
I eat
are
him, he
how
takes
much
over the world
percent
from
water?
me. Like
Just
alien.
takes over
You're not a
you,
body
yeah.
of water, but like, what if we,
We are
find like a
bodies of
small
water.
pond?
We're literally bodies of water.
That is what we are.
We're
Ah.
like, yeah, we're like 80% water.
We can't eat
Not
him.
me.
He's
I'm
so big.
a dragonborn. You split them. Sushimi. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Oh
okay.
no!
Anyway.
Oh, Spar says now it's time for Aboleth parenting tips.
Already went through orcs, you know. See.
And now Aboleth is so bad.
We have to play this like we really don't know though. I'm gonna continue going
Yeah,
forward. Like, hey,
we
I help
have to.
creatures. I help stuff. That's what I do. I gotta rehome them.
Guys,
Man.
it is a creature that was asking for help,
Yeah, man.
and you guys are helping
did
it.
its thing.
That's a good
That's our
thing.
Well,
It's a good thing.
Calagon is kind of at a point where he really doesn't care a lot right now. He feels like a failure. He feels like he's kind of the weakest and not using his full potential. So
just to close this arc, you know what would have prevented us from bringing this Aboleth to the end of the world?
If Calagon
Gene
had just
Canito.
died.
And he wasn't with us. If
that
he was
is
with us.
very true.
Oh no.
I love how on one end it's nothing but great rolls towards doing a bad thing that led to the loss of Gene Canito, and on the other end it's a nat 1 that led to a spider pit that dropped to the center of the earth. It's just
I don't know what to do. I need a new die.
yeah, you guys choose to use your power for the wrong
There's
things.
so many.
My dice suck too.
All ones.
11.
All ones. That'd be,
Two
that'd be
ones,
horrible.
11.
My dice suck too.
All right.
Yes,
Well, I
nat-
mean, I guess
nat
that
30.
wraps
Oh,
up
two.
where we're at, though. So that's pretty
That
good.
does. That's exactly
So,
where we're at.
Manny, is there anything that you want to throw in regarding
Sure.
the new campaign? How that's gonna go?
Tiny quick
Just a 2
chat
second something?
here. We put it to a vote. The options were a nautical campaign or a magic adventuring school of some sort,
Schoolgirls.
or everybody plays a schoolgirl,
Kawaii.
or some sort of setting that was very fey and elemental heavy, which is very present in our world of Allura.
Tinkerbell movie.
For sure.
And the winner is the nautical campaign.
what I wanted.
We are setting sail to the seas.
With an aboleth as our engine.
We are setting sails on a
Wild.
ship
Oh man.
down the Great Sea, starting in a brand new continent, 400 years before the
Ooh, I
Great
like that.
400?
Campaign.
400.
Wait.
4 horsemen.
Okay, wait, is that right?
400.
Oh, true.
Interesting.
Wait, I'm sorry.
what
Can
do you know,
I
Joel?
talk about? Maybe
Yeah.
it's too meta, but
You-
is
you-
400
Can
years
talk about it.
does that mean the dragons have already left that continent, or is this around that time?
Pre the Great Migration.
That was 100 years ago, right?
400,
400
It
years
was
ago.
400 years ago.
Let's go!
So right
That's
before the migration.
Oh, we're gonna experience the Great Migration at the end of the campaign, aren't we? And it's gonna be
great.
amazing. And we're gonna die in a blaze
Yes,
of glory
we
just
are.
like we
We're
did
doing
last
it again.
Do we have the world map here? Do we have the world map
Let me
here,
double
Tristan?
check. Let me see what I can pull on that front.
I'm actually going to show you guys where we will be starting off. I don't have
I
a
don't
name
think
for
I
it,
do, but I can put it up.
but you guys can see the voyage of
The mermaid?
the ocean.
Is it the?
Of the ocean.
Is it a whole other continent, or is it the continent that our home game takes place on?
Nope, whole other continent.
I believe I only have an older version, so
That's okay, like a
names and
blank
things
version,
might be a
that's
little
fine.
off, but I'll just kind of pull the map so that we can still
Are there
get...
any rules like how we had the Dragos campaign?
There are no rules. You could be any race.
Oh, okay.
You could be any
okay,
class.
That could be an aboleth?
Well,
Yo.
come on now.
a whole
And-
Aboleth campaign?
So I can be a cat person
That'd
that's
be
Us
crazy.
versus the dragons?
You 100%.
plotting just like
you
That's so
100% could be a tabaxi who is afraid of water. Yes.
That's so good.
So
Zuka cat, dude. I can be
Zuka cat.
Okay,
So-
the header right now, like the character I'm most likely like leaning towards can't swim. I would love if we just had a whole party of people that didn't like for different
Not meant
reasons.
for the water.
It sounds like
I
One Piece.
would
It's always
hate you
One
guys.
Piece.
Oh, true.
It's, you know.
All right, there's the map.
Okay, so we have the world
So-
map. Let's see if we can make it a little bit more full screen, and I'll direct Javi on where to point it.
So yeah, again, this may be the old version, but we can see
No,
generally
that's
where
still
we'd
fine.
be
That's
at.
perfect.
Yeah, for
show
sure.
Show the whole map real quick. for the viewers, you get to see the whole map of Allura.
Yeah.
This is Allura. Right now, we are in the northernmost, to the west, continent. There it is.
Nice.
Arrendor. That is where we are right now, at the southernmost region of Arrendor. We will be starting. So if you scroll down.
So the journey so far.
Scroll down to the southwest in the beginning of this canal at the southern point of that southwest continent.
So are we a merchant ship? Are we
okay.
a pirate ship?
That is for us to
To
discuss.
decide. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Depending on what exactly you guys are as a team, what exactly your purpose is. Now, of course, there's going to be things that happen, and things that you might be needed for, and so on and so forth. It's still.
Do you have a level in mind that you want to start everyone at, or
18.
I've been
Level
thinking
20
of-
campaign.
Let's roll for it.
Yo.
No, I'm just kidding.
I've been thinking level 3.
okay?
I mean, we'd be ahead of where we are now. We'd already get all
Level
our stuff.
3.
That's-
Well, level
So
3,
far
you
ahead.
get, I think, all your main things, and you only get more powerful from there. Now, because this is going to be mainly a seasonal campaign, it won't replace the main campaign, but we will be doing a few months out of the year. The leveling process might be a little bit faster.
For sure.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say start
You
us off
know?
at level 5, dude.
That's what I was thinking.
And no.
You still got to get into
grinding.
it. It's
I like
hard.
struggling and having to be creative.
It's
I
hard
actually
to,
enjoy that.
yeah, honestly, I enjoy the creativity, but as a DM, it's hard to just start high up, especially when it's been a bit.
That can be tough, yeah.
And then just, especially in a nautical campaign where it's like, okay, everything's on ships, we gotta like have things
Everything's going to
moving
be
in the
so,
ocean. And,
so different.
yeah,
so
it's gonna be
different.
tough too, though.
In fact,
Excuses.
I'm trying to do some research now on different ideas and all that on ship-to-ship combat.
Dope.
Okay, how we can maneuver that and make it impactful and
Nice.
and make it. I mean, it's a nautical campaign. If the ship-to-ship combat is a drag,
I think it would be
like,
a cool campaign. You shouldn't say that.
Huh? What's that?
This guy, stop it.
I think, did you say they was to do a school
I
campaign?
think it will be a cool campaign. You shouldn't
Oh,
say.
cool.
Don't talk yourself down. He keeps saying it's gonna be not a cool campaign.
Oh,
Not a cool.
I think it sounds great.
he just wants me to say it's a
Just
pirate
talks himself
campaign.
down.
I don't know if it will be
No
a pirate
negative
campaign.
self-talk
I
at my
don't
table,
know if
man.
it'll be a pirate campaign.
Dude,
Are there
okay.
pirates out there? I mean,
Yeah. No,
there's
I like the
pirates
idea of
out
there
there
just
in the
being
Four
pirates.
Horsemen campaign. Like, I'm sure
we
there
will
are.
be the pirates. We'll just be raiding all the innocent villages. We'll be just tearing through mermaid towns, and
Exactly.
it'll be a great time. It'll be good. So,
So I'm super stoked about it.
We should sell
Uh,
tempered glass products, and we'll be a Pyrex campaign.
Pyrex.
Oh my goodness.
Merchants.
So yeah,
Alright.
super excited. I have not named the continent yet. I don't know much about the geography yet. Again, this is something that was just decided. And so what's cool is if you notice on the world map, go ahead, put up the world map real quick. There's a giant canal that just leads all the way into the Great Sea. All through there. And so starting at the southernmost region, well, we might have to travel through a lot of this world.
yeah. That's pretty cool.
So it might be kind of cool. Might be
Yeah,
kind of cool.
should be
We
fun.
might go to Arrendor. Who knows?
Well,
Pre-Bastions.
lucky for
We'll
me,
see.
I am well versed and trained in traversing the sea because my daughter's favorite movie is Moana,
Let's go.
and I've watched it
right.
about 782 times in the last week.
incredible.
Yeah.
I could just picture David during the session doing the whole.
At
This
this light
way.
here.
Yeah.
He's gonna be sitting there talking to the water the entire time.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I don't
come on,
play
help
a
us
character
out.
that can talk to water. He's so disappointed.
Oh, Man.
Well, I'm
So-
gonna try my best to make a character to be the water from Moana.
That's
That'd
awesome.
be pretty cool.
That is
Pretty cool.
so
All right,
awful.
All plasmoid
Guys,
campaign.
just remember, as
I'm gonna be a chicken. Oh, me. Oh,
Okay.
let's go.
This guy, always
Moana
a
campaign.
Yeah.
just remember, hey, although this is a seasonal campaign, it is a long-running campaign. So don't make something you're gonna regret a year down the road.
I'm gonna be a druid that makes a deal with an aboleth to become a chicken for an indefinite amount of time, and I'm gonna be.
And Nick,
And I'm his brother, the pig.
no, Nick is gonna be Moana.
The water, the pig Moana.
But you can't
What's
do
the
a
pig's
voice.
name? Kaku?
You have
Is
to
that
be
right?
Nick.
No pig
I
voice. Is
am
it just
Moana.
Nick? Sorry, I'm a pig, and
No, I'm good.
Pretty
I
good,
like
that's
I
good.
like being
That's good. In
male.
the water?
I like creating male characters.
No, Moana should just be our NPC guide, and we're all just the sidekicks. There's so many sidekicks in Moana.
So speaking
Play
of that,
a
that is
coconut.
something that I'm also playing around with.
I'd rather be the grandma.
The fact that you will have crew.
Oh, let's go.
We'll have what? A
It
crew?
will not be
We'll
a
see
ship
how long
of
they
4
last.
people.
Oh, so we're gonna be
You-
the
They're going
captain.
overboard
will.
instantly.
That is for us to
I.
decide.
See, you're already getting
Aye.
at it. Aye.
That's for us to decide. That's for us to talk about and figure out exactly what your roles will be here in this campaign.
Spar said musical campaign. If we don't do at least one shanty,
Yeah, right.
I
Oh,
just
for sure.
want an all
to.
bards campaign where all of us play our actual
the one.
instruments.
How many times
My
have
character
we
that can't swim is a
mentioned
bard. We
There
can,
you go.
This could be our one.
I mean,
Let's do
you
it.
can't be on a ship and not have a bard.
dude, what
Yeah.
if we play the band that's supposed to keep playing while the ship goes down?
The whole campaign just needs to start with all of us just going, oh, and then we go into
It's
Okay,
gonna
I'm
end.
looking
It's
really
gonna end
excited
with us
to do a
hitting
new
a
theme
rock.
for this campaign. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
I'm super
gonna,
excited to do a new theme for this campaign because that sounds so much fun.
What did you just say?
I also say band name, the Bard Nichols.
The Barnacles. The Barnacles.
Oh, so good.
The Barnacles.
We all tell of the coming of the greatest bard that will ever be, and his name is
Barnacle
Rodrick Elwood.
Barnacleback.
Nickelback is a great name!
Barnacleback.
That was phenomenal.
I think I might be sick for this session,
Killing
guys.
For this entire campaign.
Yeah, couple months.
Whales begin, barnacles on their back too. That's
That
crazy.
is
That's
so
good.
I just
funny.
want instruments live at everyone's seat. That's all I want. Just get some. I want a guitar, more guitar, more guitar, more guitar.
Just everyone brings guitars.
ukuleles,
And a giant rubber
pianos.
band. Let me use the giant
Actually,
rubber band.
Giant
Manny,
rubber
you still
band.
have a mandolin,
I'll
right?
bring my mandolin.
I got a banjo, I got a trombone,
have
a
a
trumpet,
harmonica?
you name it.
I mean,
Ocarina? Yo, I could
I-
turn this into like a Wind Waker instead
I
campaign.
can play the trumpet.
I'm in.
Genuinely, phenomenal idea. I've wanted us to do an all bards campaign for so long because
Yeah, we would jam.
Honestly,
Instantly. It would
we
be
haven't
such
picked
a vibe.
characters. Maybe this will be an
Guys.
all-bard campaign.
Can you imagine people walking their dog past my house at night?
David's
David's got a trumpet, and we're all just doing sea shanties in my garage.
Amazing.
One,
I get
that sounds
kicked out
freaking
of the
amazing.
neighborhood.
I'm actually very sold on this whole like bard ship campaign. I'm just thinking like, if this was an animated show, it would show like all the ships that were sinking with us stuck on them. But like, our thing is
In a smaller ship.
we always survive.
Something, Javi, you play what, bass? Don't you play bass?
He plays guitar.
Play guitar? Phenomenal. Oh yeah, we're making this happen,
Guitar and
boys.
bass.
Oh, that's
Are
hilarious.
we creating a music video for this session?
It's about to
Dude.
be crazy.
For this
Guys,
season?
if we all get costumes and we make a music video
It'd be like old
as the
SpongeBob
teaser, we
episode.
have till September.
I mean, I have a green screen.
I decided that
You're watching-
Junior
you're
New Me
watching
meant
this happen in
no
real
more
time. We're
pirate
just
shirts.
like-
We are
Bring it
literally
back.
brainstorming right now.
This is crazy.
That's so good.
I'm gonna have to learn to produce
Alright.
a shanty, I
I
guess.
was yeah, this is gonna go on forever otherwise, but we can discuss a
Love it.
lot of this throughout Moonbeam. We'll try and figure out what it looks like, what the characters are like, where the level is officially, all that good stuff.
should
Any
vote
more
on that.
ideas?
We should
Just
vote on
type in
level.
general chat on Moonbeam. Like,
Oh,
hit us
we'd
up
love
and
to
we
see
could
it.
just, like,
We love to see
continue
it.
that thread. That'd be amazing.
Y'all have seen the
You know.
chaos that we're willing to throw into this stuff. It's so fun. It's so good.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Please
I love it.
join us, guys. We love you guys. So,
All right, guys.
anything else? I think
Well,
that's it then, yeah?
We'll
Beautiful.
send you off.
Well, with that, we love you guys. God bless, and as always, see you next week.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Hey, what's up? This is Manny, and I play Arlyn in Divine Inspirations campaign, The Four Horsemen. Today, I wanted to encourage you guys because I feel like we live in a generation that a lot of times feels worthless or feels forgotten. Feel like life moves on so fast, and things are so expensive, and it just feels like we don't measure up sometimes. And I just know a lot of people that get really, really discouraged and just feel alone and like very undervalued. But I wanted to encourage you guys because God says in His Word that we were chosen specifically by Him to be a part of His family. And I have some verses here in Ephesians 1, 4, and 5. It says, "For He chose us in Him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in His sight. In love, He predestined us for adoption to sonship through Jesus Christ in accordance with His pleasure and will." So you're chosen by the Creator of the universe. It doesn't matter what random people say, or it doesn't matter if the world around you feels maybe even more advanced or something in life than you are at the current moment. You have to just be confident that you know that you are God's son and daughter, and He's going to take care of it. And I have another one, 1 Peter 2, verse 9. It says, "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of Him who called you out of darkness into His wonderful light." So my encouragement is, don't focus on those external things that sometimes it's even ourselves, right? Our own minds and our own brains, that our thoughts tell us that we are worth nothing. And don't listen to those things, because God has promised through His Word that we are chosen specifically by the Creator of the universe, and He loves us, and He wants to be there for us as long as we just trust in Him. So hope you guys have a great week, and we will see you guys next week for the next episode of the 4 Horsemen. And this is today's Divine Inspiration. See you guys.